Hello, folks. Welcome to the Nateland podcast. I am Nate Bargatze, and I'm here with Brian Bates and Aaron Weber. Welcome.
Get your Allbirds wool dasher mizzles today at allbirds.com. That's ALLBIRDS.com.
Whether you're struggling with low self-esteem, body image, anxiety, or anything else, there's no one-size-fits-all solution. That is why Talkspace Online Therapy gives you unlimited access to a licensed therapist so you can set aside time to put yourself first. Sign up today at Talkspace.com and get $100 off your first month with promo code NATE. That is $100 off at Talkspace.com, promo code NATE.
Indeed helps you see your top talent's abilities faster with 135 assessment tests. Right now, listeners get a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/Nate. Offer valid through March 31st. That's Indeed.com/Nate. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
Listen to the new Audible original Summer in Argyle, created and written by Nate Odenkirk and Emmy Award winner Bob Odenkirk. You will be in stitches from performances by a cast that includes comedy greats David Cross, Tim Robinson, Paul F. Tompkins, and more. Listen now at audible.com/Summer in Argyle.
And what would you do if you didn't have high interest loans or credit card debt? What would you move to a new city, start a family? Through Upstart, you can pay off your existing debt quickly with a personal loan so you can tackle your next big financial goal. Find out how Upstart.com can lower your monthly payments today when you go to Upstart.com/Nate.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hello, folks, again. I was thinking, it's funny to think I'm probably not just talk about ads, but
Just trash.
but, yeah, no, I don't make fun of the ads. No, the ads we read is like stuff that we either use or you used Indeed, or it's a big main thing. But people think don't listen, if they complain about ads and podcasts, and you're like, dude, if you we listen to radio, dude. It was just ads.
Yeah.
TV is just ad. It was if you're older, you're like, what are you talking? If you could be delivered the ads the way you can in a podcast and all stuff, you would be at my age, you're like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And so it is always, it's funny to think Sirius XM was supposed to be that. The whole point of that was to be no ads. They're all ads.
Oh, really? It's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
There are a ton of ads.
Yep.
And I never understood that because it's you're well, you're paying for it. It'd be like if Netflix started doing ads and you're like, oh, I thought the point of this was.
Some of the Hulu, they use ads, man.
Yeah, they
That's
get great.
crazy.
I mean, movies now, when you go to the movie theater,
Yeah.
there's some more and more ads in front. That was never a thing before.
Yeah.
Just trailers, right?
Yeah.
Well, Hulu, can you, even if you pay, they still show you an ad?
You can pay for no ads, but yeah, the base plan.
Well, yeah, but the base plan I get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the system. YouTube is you can pay for no ads. That's what I mean though. It's if you pay for no ads, then it's then you get no ads.
Mm-hmm.
But Sirius is the whole point of it was there was going to be no ads. They don't have to. There's a subscription. That was the whole point of it. I think when it came out.
That's how I remember Howard Stern went over there and they,
no ads.
Yeah.
And then it's we still got to do some ads. And you're like,
come on, we got to do
Yeah.
a
make
couple.
some more money some way.
Yeah, it's interesting. Ethan Anderson, last ad we ever do. Ethan Anderson, gentlemen, I've been trying to catch up on the podcast for the past couple months after discovering it. I just, when I read something, I can make it be like it's about to be over. And there's, I've been trying to catch up on podcast for the past couple months after discovering it. And
After discovering it, just it's starting another sentence.
my rhythm, I really bail out on this rhythm.
Yeah.
I start to I should be I've been trying to catch up on the podcast for the past couple months after discovering it, like that. And I'm like, I've been trying to catch up on the podcast for the past couple months after discovering it. Just want to check into the latest episode to see how much the show has changed. Turns out pretty much everything is the same from the beginning. Nate is still barely able to speak Beekeeper is still worried, and Aaron is still the grill master. Keep up the fantastic, uplifting content. God bless.
There we go.
There you go.
0 character development.
We are what we are. Amber Cunningham. Hi, guys. I'm a teacher from Alabama. I listen to your podcast on the commute to school each morning. Your podcast is great because I no longer have to plan lessons. I now just teach whatever is on the podcast. By the way, I'm supposed to teach landforms next month. It'd be really great if you could do a podcast on that. Big fan. Keep up the great work. What's landforms?
It's like canyons and mountains.
No.
Plateaus.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, we should do that. You might not
What
want
is
to
this?
teach.
What is this episode?
It's going to be
We don't even
conspiracy
know.
theories.
This is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Maybe don't teach this.
Good luck
one.
with this one, Amber. Let them know. That's what Amber should do. That'd be great. If she goes in that day and she goes, Did we not land on the moon? Welcome, Dusty Slade. Dusty comes in. Hey, kids. I'm not buying a lot of stuff that's in this room. Yeah. He goes, we're all having fun. He goes, this globe you got right here. He goes, you think that's it? All right, we're having a little fun.
Landforms. Well, Middle Earth, we'll tell you.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Lindsay Hanson. I took my son to school for basketball camp and realized I had forgotten my payment. I told him I'd go find some money in the car. I got in and started rummaging all over for cash. Couldn't find any, so I went back to tell my son to go to camp and I'll bring the money later. Went back out to the car and started searching some more. The more I searched, the more clues I saw that something was not right. There was snorkeling gear in the back seat, an air freshener I'd never seen, snacks that were not mine. Then I panicked that it looked like I was trying to rob them. I got out, looked around to make sure no one saw. I'd got into this other car 2 times with a mission to find as much cash as possible. So glad I didn't find any. Man, that's very funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. How much cash do you keep loose in a car, Lindsay? Like even in your own car?
Yeah.
Are you like to pay for a basketball? I mean, how much is a basketball camp? 40, 60 bucks?
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, I'll go find some cash in the car. I got 60 bucks of cash, of loose cash. Lindsay, you need to get your own car situation settled to go. How much is it? $120? I run to the car. I'll go find some loose cash.
Just under the seat.
Just under the seat. Goes, I found $500. That's how much money the Hanson family had. There's $2,000 under my, I just don't want to get it. I usually just, with a vacuum, I clean it up. And what do I care? Caitlin Blanchard. We know the Blanchard
Oh, the
family.
Blanchard
Blanchards,
family
yeah.
is back for more trouble.
Yeah.
You talk about comedians who don't like their audience. This may be a stupid question, but how can you tell? I'm a huge, if you don't know, you're the audience they hate. No, I'm a huge stand-up fan. I've seen many comedians over the years, and I don't know what I've ever experienced a show where the comedian was clearly unhappy to be there. Is it an obvious? Is the comedian simply being rude and angry with the audience? Sometimes that's the comedian's thing, so I wouldn't necessarily pick up on it. Just curious what the experience would be like. There's no way. I don't think you would know it being there. That's what the job of a comedian is to have. They do and love telling jokes.
Maybe if you had some old catchphrases from a show and people are still yelling them out.
Yeah, it was like, I want to say even The Office. Dwight, I remember Dwight. What's his name?
Rainn Wilson.
Rainn Wilson. They asked him once on about people coming up and
Fallon,
he was,
I
on
think.
Fallon or Conan,
Yeah.
and he was like he didn't like it, like and whatever, and it's like that kind of thing where it's like, does he hate them? The people that watch The Office? No. Are they tired of people? Then probably.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're like in the weird way. You want to be like, well, you should still be appreciative of it. Try to remind yourself to keep being appreciative. I don't know if there's a way. I don't know if you would. I don't know if there's a way to know. I mean, I don't want to say who I think, but it's, I think some people don't want to be their audience. Like their audience that comes out to see them, they're like, I don't want to, they don't realize they are that.
Yeah.
And they don't want to be that.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they look out there at the crowd, they're like, I don't want to be this. And this is what I am. And so they're like, I'm better than this. And I think, but that's what pays the bills and that's where you make money. So I'll keep writing for this, but just, I know that I'm not this. That's how I look at it. So I don't know who take that for whoever it is. It's Bill Cosby. Matthew Hawkins, just an update on my bombing career as assistant to the junior high principal. I was asked by our 2nd and 3rd grade counselor to come speak to the students, including my daughter, about fairness before it's my turn. They play a video of a guy who looked like Tom Petty playing a guitar and singing about fairness. Once the video was over, I grabbed the mic and said to a bunch of 8 and 9-year-olds so who knew? Tom Petty dabbled in kids' music, huh? Straight crickets, except for one teacher about my age. From then on, I stuck to the top. I'll stick to my day job. Yeah, that's tough.
That's hilarious.
Do it to 8 and 9-year-olds. I know. I tell jokes to Harper all the time. She goes, I think it's an adult joke. I don't get it. Yeah.
We doubled down. What? A bunch of Tom Petty fans
That's
here?
what- yeah.
Is this a Tom Petty
Whoa,
concert?
I guess
What
I
is
crossed the line. Should I say Neil Young?
this? Just trying to run down a
Yeah,
dream up
yeah.
here. Start quoting songs. Yeah.
Jimmy Miller. Nate, I noticed that you wore your wedding ring on the special, but you never wear it on your podcast. Do you only wear it when you're traveling to keep the ladies from constantly pawing at you? Just curious. Yeah, me and wife, there is no Laura. I'm the comedian that I was talking about earlier. I look at y'all and I go, I don't want to be that. So I never got married. Just talk about it. I'm not a big ring guy. I never wore the ring. I wear it on stage just because I mean, one of the main reasons I'm talking about being married, and it's like I just don't want you to be like the gun thing. We talked that wasn't this episode.
It was a different.
But it was but like I don't want you to be like, where's his ring? Sometimes I'll forget it. But I've never been a big ring guy. And so I wish I could. I thought about the tattoo thing. Like I would almost like that better. But I like not having tattoos. And then so I just kind of don't wear it. I mean, I always joke, like, I mean, I talk about she's here, she's producing this. Like, if there's, what else do you want? This is a point. Yeah. I mean, what
else do you
do
want?
you want? A picture of her?
A symbol of our love? Get out
What do
of
I
here.
gotta walk around with her face on my shirt? I go, I'm married to her. We wake up every day, she's there. No. I'm not a big ring guy.
You wear yours all the time?
I do, but I forgot it.
Yeah.
Forgot it today.
So not all the time.
Forgot it all
Some
this
people,
past
I
weekend.
think most people don't take it off. You don't take yours off.
No, I do.
Yeah.
You think I learned my lesson after that first week?
Yeah.
When I almost
Yeah.
lost it. But
Yeah.
I take it off I can't wait to take it off when I get home.
Yeah, I know. So that's why I don't, because it's like I think about it. So mine's I don't even have mine. Mine's on the tour bus right now, which is not here. So it's in the,
It's at Ricky's house.
yeah, it's not, yeah, I have it. So I put a watch and a ring on right before I walk on stage.
Mm.
And that's the only time I wear it. A little something going on outside.
That's about to fall.
Yeah. Everything's falling apart. The whole system's breaking. So I don't wear a wedding ring.
Keep going, Nate.
Keep going. Dave Malin. Probably Malin, like Fallon.
Yeah.
Dave Malin. Nate, a few months ago, my family and I saw your show in Hershey, Pennsylvania. We lived nearby and left to get to Hershey a couple hours early so we could grab a bite to eat for the show. Welcome back, Aaron. On our way there, we passed the tour bus and I quipped, I wonder if that's Nate's bus. Seems like he's cutting it a little close to showtime if it is. When we got to the theater, I walked to where the performers' buses park, and sure enough, it was the same bus we passed. Do you normally only get to shows a couple hours before showtime? We usually go earlier. It depends. I mean, sometimes I forget where we were before Hershey, but sometimes you're just getting there. You got to get there. Yeah, it would have been a couple hours before, but sometimes the bus could already be there. Like it drops you off, and it drove us back to the hotel or something like that. Sometimes that stuff can happen. So usually the bus can be there a little bit. Like, for merch, Chase that sets up our merch, he's got to start setting up like 2.5 hours before doors open.
Mm-hmm.
So if doors open at 6, it's like 3:34 or something. He's got to be out there. But sometimes it's like sometimes you can be cutting it close. Sometimes you won't be. But sometimes I won't be dressed into my clothes. I mean, the first act will be on, but I'll be on the bus. So I'm outside or in the green room, and then I'll start getting ready for the show. That close to time. I always like that. I always think it's funny to think like I've taken a shower and been like. I talked about that. Like, you're just like, I was in the shower,
I know.
And now I'm in front of everything. Like, I've done it where you're like, you do a show in a hotel and you're like 20 minutes ago, I was taking a shower.
Yeah.
And now I'm in front of 500
It's crazy.
people. It's crazy. John Kidwell. Aaron has been very open about the fact that he drives a minivan. A minivan is a great choice for people with multiple children or people who use it for some sort of business where they have to haul stuff around. As far as we know, Aaron has none of these. So maybe you can explain how he landed on that choice of vehicle. Nothing wrong with it, by the way. It's a very honorable choice of vehicle. Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
You're a big fella.
I want the
And
space.
you've never used the actual driver or passenger door, and you only go through the. How funny would that be?
I enter and exit through the
You come
sliding
through.
door.
Yeah, you come through like on Star Trek, how they get to the front of the. Yeah, just he goes and you start climbing up to the front. It goes, it's my turn to drive. All right, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's funny.
That's good.
It was really funny. I had a 2-seater Toyota Tacoma truck. That was my last, and there was no room, and I had to drive that up when I would do gigs on the road. There's no room in there.
Yeah.
And I could never give anybody a ride. And I
Yeah.
said, when I get a new car, I can give 7 people a ride in
it's
that
great.
minivan.
You like it.
I love
like
that.
it. Yeah.
I love the room. I love the stow and go seats. I throw golf
Yeah.
clubs back there. I throw
Yeah.
suitcases. It's perfect.
Yeah.
I recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, I could see you getting a van. I think a van's fun.
Yeah.
And the new ones are getting awesome.
Once you just stop caring about the optics
Idea,
of me, I don't care. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So I'll just, whatever's functional.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
Very honorable. Thank you,
There you
John.
go. I think my answer was funner. Reed Jones. I've heard Nate references TV Pilot several times. And every time he brings it up, I just want to hear more. I'd imagine I'm not alone. Could you share some stories of how it all came together, what it was about, how it went filming, how it happened after, any behind the scenes stuff? People like us who have never been around the TV biz would love to hear about. Yeah, I mean, it'd probably a whole. I mean, I probably have to do a whole. Like, did I talk about the pilot?
We've talked about it.
Yeah.
Some,
Yeah. Intermittently.
Yeah, we did. I mean, it's crazy. It's you walk in, you go to a studio, you have your living room, your we had a golf room, living room, kitchen, parents' kitchen, and then daughter's bedroom, and it's all. I mean, they're and it looks like it's all real things, stairs that go nowhere,
Crazy.
and so you're just kind of you're watching it get built, and I mean they're putting stuff in there that's like they have a Tennessee, like they have the Tennessean, the Nashville paper. I mean, down to Titans magnets on the refrigerator.
Oh, man.
It's like it's all this stuff that you kind of like. It makes sense, but you're like, I never would have thought of this. Like the people that designed this stuff, it's crazy. We spent a lot of nights riding it. I stayed in a hotel, Continental Hotel right next to Fox Studios for 50 nights. I was there, and I'd walk over there every morning, and we'd write all day. I mean, when you write a show, you write it over and over and over again, just the whole time. It's always changing, even up to the night when you're taping. It's changing so much that you're like, try this, do this. We got to get this.
And what was it about?
Mine was about my family. It was just like an Everybody Loves Raymond kind of thing. But we had Kurtwood Smith and Deborah Jo Rupp were my parents. And so like, just them. Kurtwood could fall asleep on the couch with the live audience there.
Oh, really?
Like he would just like, it would be like, like it's just, I mean, he's working and he would just like, I'm gonna just go over here and like close my eyes for a little bit. And you're like, it was like, I mean, I'm a nervous wreck.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy just to be like, this dude's so comfortable with this.
Yeah.
Because he's been doing it forever.
Right.
And you just are. And you're like, he's like, yeah, just go take a little
You know what
nap.
movie I just watched recently?
Son of a Woman?
Yeah.
No, Dead Poets Society? Where he's in it?
Yeah, that is what I was going to say.
Okay.
Dead Poets Society.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
It's one of our favorite movies, and he's the dad in it.
Yeah.
One of the dads.
Yeah. Y'all watch a lot together?
We had a weekend on the road.
Yeah.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I just watched that again recently, too.
When we watched Dead Poets Society, Apollo 13,
Yeah.
probably Shawshank.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched all the greatest hits.
Yeah. There's probably more to what I was, maybe we get Greg Garcia in here one day. We'll talk about
Ooh, that'd
like
be
TV
great.
pilots and stuff like
That'd
that.
be
Well,
great.
Greg, I mean, I'm starring one of Greg's shows.
Yeah.
Here now.
I'll
Maybe
text him
call
if you
him.
want.
Yeah.
Just see
Yeah,
if we
you're
can get him.
you're possibly reoccurring. Lee Ledford, when you guys talk about being clean as a comedian, is that only in relation to cursing, or is it subject matter that might be a little on the dark side is not included as well? I know you've said it's harder work to tell jokes without the obligatory curse words, but are you still considered clean if you talk about the dark subjects? Have I said it's harder? I don't think I usually say that. Other people say that. I let people say that. I don't stop them.
I don't remember you saying that.
I don't say it. I don't stop them. I'm not. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Someone says it, I'm not going to stop you. But a lot of people say, It's no, look, I don't think I talked about our dog dying. I think if it's Christian, maybe you have to somewhat probably think a little bit more. There's a couple times I've done a church where I can't say a joke. Or maybe it's like it could be like like, I mean, I talked about drinking jokes. I had like, some of them could just be like, this is not the place for that. But I mean, that's the clean that I want to do, where it's it's just, I like doing, for me, I just like doing, it's like, it's being clean. But yeah, it's definitely not cursing, and it's not painting too much of a picture. Like, you can't, because you could describe something and it's just, it's not painting too much of the picture. But the dark top subjects I like. I mean, there's a lot of murder in my, I talk about like someone getting hit all the time, or it's like that's the funny thing to me. So it's there's a lot of stuff like that, right?
Yeah. You used to have a lot of fighting.
Yeah.
Not that that's dark, but there's a
lot of fighting, a lot of
ninja
murder. Yeah, ninja was a murder. I say murder in my act now.
Yeah.
Murdered. Chris and Kate Jones. Do any of you know a comedian whose style is similar to your own, who has a bit that you wish you'd written for your own act? If so, who is it and what is the bit? I can never think of Joe Zimmerman. I always liked the wolf bit where he smiled. They tell you to smile at a wolf. I think we did it. I think we talked about this when we first started this podcast.
I think we did, maybe.
Yeah, when we were trying to do comics on this podcast. God, remember that?
Oh wow!
We would show like
a clip.
A clip.
I think we did just the once.
Yeah.
We just showed that.
And then we did his, but Joe's joke about if a wolf, they tell you just to show teeth or something, and the wolf will back down. So you gotta like smile at the wolf. I mean, I can't remember all the joke right now, but I remember that joke, and I remember like very jealous of that joke. And me and Joe are probably pretty similar. Like, it's, both kind of lower energy, that kind of stuff like that. I'm trying to think of any other ones. I mean, do you have any? Yeah.
Your time travel joke is one that I always think about myself, because that concept, I'd often thought in my head, just never formulated a joke about if I went back in time, I wouldn't able to be. I just remember thinking, if I went back in time, I wouldn't even know how they made the stuff back then. Like, and so I always kind of thought about that, how if I went back in time, I wouldn't know how to tell them to do anything. But then that was such a great joke that I was like, I wish I'd have thought about that.
Yeah.
When I first started one of the first bits I wrote was about Good Will Hunting, and that line from Good Will Hunting, "How do you like them apples?" And what if the guy hadn't liked apples? I remember it was like the second bit I ever wrote.
Yeah.
And
Sounds
it was
like it.
garbage.
Yeah.
And then in Louis,
sounds like the first.
Louis' last special, he has like a 10-minute bit about that line from that movie, where it's done brilliantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's to see somebody
do
something really good with an idea that I did nothing with was pretty cool to see.
Yeah. That's the hard part, when you see, there's a lot of times you could come up with an idea and I can't think of it, and you're like, I'm not the comic to configure. I can't do this yet. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of it's like, my jokes, like it was like telling stories in joke form, and now it's like, it's kind of longer stories, and I still have a lot of jokes in it. But yeah, it's funny. And when you see that, because everything feels sometimes like an idea someone might think could be hacky or could be whatever. But like, if you're a great comic, you can say anything.
You can figure out how to do it.
You can figure out how to do it where you're like, it's not going to, like, wherever I'm going to say, it's not going to be like this.
Yeah.
That's interesting to hear. Like, Louis, like, that's always like, you're like, if I'd have stuck with that.
I know, but I would have never taken it to where he did.
Yeah.
That's a great joke.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, do I have some to read?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Even though it'll be wet and cold in most parts of the country, running will still be a part of people's lives trying to achieve their personal best. The Wool Dasher Mizzle, our weather repellent performance running shoe, is the first shoe of its kind. It's sustainably made from natural materials with a low environmental impact on the planet. Three of us can really understand how it can be hard to get out there and exercise with a regular sneaker. We wouldn't say sneaker, we'd say tennis shoe probably.
Yeah, tennis shoe.
You don't want your feet cold and wet. But to keep your goals and log miles, seriously consider the weather-repellent Wool Dasher Mizzle shoe from Allbirds. Don't let winter weather storm put a damper on your run. Grab a pair of weather-repellent Wool Dasher Mizzle from Allbirds. Let me say, I wore mine on stage last night at Zany's, hanging out in the green room. Aaron was there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a cooler guy wearing these shoes.
Yeah. Well, they look good.
His wife is a shoe snob.
Shoehead.
Yeah, she's a shoehead, and she's made fun of my Skechers in the past.
Yeah.
And last night I had these on, and she was impressed.
Yeah.
And other people come, guys 20 years younger than I am, I feel like a cool guy for once in the green room.
It was nice.
The carbon footprint is right on the shoe, so you know its impact on the planet. Then they offset the footprint to 0 to make it a carbon neutral product. Allbirds built the Wool Dasher Mizzle using natural materials to have a low environmental impact, so you can break a sweat without breaking the planet. This winter, keep your feet cozy and dry with the Allbirds Wool Dasher Mizzles. Discover your perfect pair at allbirds.com today. That's ALLBIRDS.com.
There you go.
I have a pair. I've had a pair before, years before this podcast. I bought a pair of Allbirds.
They're good shoes.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah.
All right. I know how hard it can be with work, school, and relationships pulling you in every direction. It can be hard to find time to focus on what you really need. If you give it a try, you can see how Talkspace Online Therapy gives you unlimited access to a licensed therapist. So you can set aside time to put yourself first, which then helps everybody else. The Talkspace therapist can help you in the times when you need it instead of waiting for an appointment. It will give you a break, some perspective, and a self-esteem boost. Take care of your mental health on your time and at your pace. 24/7 messaging with chat, video, or audio options for live sessions so you can get support on your own terms from any device. Privacy is key, and Talkspace has encryption and added security features to keep your conversation secure. Get the one size fits one support you need with Talkspace. Sign up today at Talkspace.com and get $100 off your first month with promo code Nate. That is $100 off at Talkspace.com, promo code Nate.
There's nothing you can't accomplish with a great team. Think about this podcast as a team. We're like the 90s era Dallas Cowboys, right? Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Jerry Jones. We've got everybody. When you're assembling the right team at your company, you need all the help you can get. You got to use Indeed. I told y'all I've used Indeed on both ends. I've used it as a guy looking for a job. I use it as somebody hiring. And it's just, it's an awesome service. Indeed is the hiring partner when you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. It's the only job site you need where you're guaranteed to find quality applications that meet your must-have requirements, or else you do not pay. If you don't get the right people in front of you, you don't have to pay. They partner with you on every step of the hiring process. You can even do the interviews right there through the platform. Don't need to worry about Zoom and whatever else, all these other softwares. Just do it all through Indeed. One of the things I think is great about Indeed is you can do the interviews right there. Message them, interview them. You can. It's just all in one system, and that's really, really special. No need to install anything extra. So start hiring right now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/Nate. Offer valid through March 31st. Go to Indeed.com/Nate.
Indeed. What's wrong with you?
I'm starting to laugh.
Why? Just for no reason?
Well, for a reason we could talk about later.
Yeah.
Go to Indeed.com/Nate to claim your $75 credit before March 31st. Indeed.com/Nate. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
Listen to the new Audible original Summer in Argyle, created and written by Nate Odenkirk and his father, Emmy Award winner Bob Odenkirk. Pop in your earbuds and visit the town of Argyle, Ohio. It is a place that celebrates the spirit of close enough and enjoys both an annual hot dog eating contest and an annual murder. Hear about Argyle's darkest secrets, the mysterious death of a magnificent bowler who never bowled and instead warmed the bench the way Argyle folk love. Explore the town's hot spots like the DMV. That's also a fancy restaurant and the world's largest lost and found, or get stitched up by the local surgeon who's also a magician. Soon you'll be in stitches from performances by a cast that includes comedy greats like David Cross, Tim Robinson, Paul F. Tompkins, and more. This is one hot dog murder comedy with everything on it. Visit audible.com/summer in Argyle and listen now, #summer in Argyle.
If you have multiple credit card balances like me each month and you only pay the minimums, that's going to catch up with you real quick. You're not even making a dent in the principal, and that's going to be very discouraging when you look up years from now and you're right where you were, maybe even worse off. Upstart can help you pay off your existing debt quickly so you can feel like you're finally getting ahead. You're getting ahead of it. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses. Over 1 million people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. They don't look at your credit score alone, thank God. I don't even know what mine is, but they don't even look at it. They consider other factors. What's that?
8.
I hope it's 3 digits, at least. We'll start there. They consider other things. They look at what kind of person you are.
Oh.
Now, your income, your employment, other information you provide in your loan application. You can check your rate without affecting your credit score. Doesn't hurt to peek in just 5 minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000. So find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/Nate. That's upstart.com/Nate. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know that we sent you. It's going to be good for us. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/Nate. Upstart.com/Nate.
Welcome to Aaron Land. All right. We're here with Dusty Slay against Dusty Slay. Stand-ups. Go check it out. Season 3.
Yes.
Where were you in the
I think I'm
order?
episode 5.
All right.
I'm the real hot spot of number 5.
Yeah.
I feel like that's where, like, if you're in a movie, first credit, really good. Last credit, great. 5th, they're like, well, we got to put him in.
They go, oh, he was in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there 6?
6, yeah.
Yeah. Soda on mine, I was first. Soda was 6th.
Oh, yeah.
But it's good. I think people go find, like, people want to, like, I think the stand-up thing, the stand-up series, I mean, that changed my life. And then, and I think it will change yours. And then it's the order, the way they do it is just such a good, people get it's become a pretty good little series, and people kind of go, oh, I get to watch, and I just go through and see what I like, that kind of thing. And they get great comics on it. So it's a cool thing. You're wearing exactly the same.
Yeah, I wear this a lot. That's like a uniform for me, really.
Yeah.
I've always been a uniform guy.
I don't mind a uniform.
One article called you, raved about you, but what's that one right there in the middle there?
This one?
No, the one where
the
they're all
the prom pic.
that one.
Look at that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's Photoshop.
Yeah, had a good time.
Was that? Oh, that was y'all did that in a real picture.
Yeah.
We did. Yeah, I like Melissa V a lot. Like,
yeah, she's cool.
I like. She's There's just something about. She's very, very likable.
Yeah, she's so funny too.
Yeah.
I watched a bunch of her stand up before doing the thing, and she's really funny.
Yeah.
One of the articles called you a Nate Bargatze with bluer material.
Oh yeah,
But I don't know what you have that's blue.
I don't know. I guess
Filthy.
I talk about loose plugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People interpret that some kind of way. I guess.
Yeah.
I just really want to know who's stretching out the plugs.
Yeah.
People think that's a sexual reference.
People
Oh,
send
you
you
talking
photos.
about in the light?
Yeah,
For
you
like-
got to plug in your
yeah.
phone charger. It just falls
That's
right
true.
out. Like what?
Yeah.
What's happening?
What happened in there?
Yeah,
That's very true. Why does that do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Over time, I mean, who's got these big phone chargers? That's
Yeah.
what I'm asking.
Well, it's probably over time. So many people just jerk them out.
Yeah,
I think if you could watch people do stuff, you'd be like, you're the one.
Yeah.
Like if you could
Yeah.
slowly get like just someone like every time they leave. My tour manager Travis, I think he's that. He would just jerk things. He could just jerk things
From
out.
the side,
It's
not
like
even a good angle.
He's the most like man. Like, what you stereotype of a man,
Mhm.
it's like he's the most.
There's
of it.
no gracefulness to him.
No gracefulness. That's a beautiful way to put it. You open the door, a lion walks in, charges his phone, does everything, and leaves. No concept of doors or like any,
Oh yeah, walking hard, slamming
Yeah.
doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing. I mean, it's
No.
but it's
You need that.
you need it to walk around just some banging into walls and stuff, trying to remind yourself you're alive.
Yeah, you got to let loose.
Yeah, that is interesting with the plugs. Do you know why they do that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I watched a video and they were trying to show you how to tighten it up, and I was like, that seems like a lot.
Yeah.
I'll just buy another plug to go over it. Like a multifaceted one. You know, like a lot of plugs.
Yeah.
And then you can screw it in.
You use them for hotels?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that at the hotel, but if
Yeah.
I had loose plugs at home,
Yeah.
that's what I would do.
Oh, but then you would be the one that makes them loose.
Yeah. And I don't do that to my plugs.
Yeah. So you don't have any loose.
Yeah, I don't have any loose ones. I got
Yeah.
all snug plugs at home.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're saying that, yeah, but at a hotel, you would
Yeah, you get
just
in
deal with it,
there
yeah.
and they try to plug it in. It falls.
find out the
and-
next day.
Yeah.
Phone's
and
not
the lamp.
charged.
I have to
Yeah.
prop stuff up to
Yep.
try to balance it.
Yeah. On the lamp, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
lamps can get loose.
It's a
Yeah.
nightmare.
The whole time, I mean, you ever go digging for a plug and then you realize it's in the side of the cabinet? Like, right, you're like,
You got to move
yeah.
you got to rearrange all the furniture.
but like, not in the side of the cabinet. I'm saying sometimes, they put the plugs like in built in,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
but you won't see it. It's not obvious. And then you're like, I'll forget. And then, I'm like moving the bed back and got one of those big long
Yeah.
plugs. And then I've seen some where you're like, they don't want you to plug something up.
Yeah, they're like, don't use a lot of electricity
Yeah.
while you're here.
Yeah. You got to plug your phone in the hallway.
Yeah.
And just hope no one takes it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're here for one night. You're not
Yeah.
paying the power bill.
So this week, Dusty, we're going to talk about conspiracy theories, which is fun.
All right. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I'm into it too.
Yeah.
I'm into it too.
I thought I'd start light. So chemtrails. What are no?
Okay, I was gonna say that is not like people
Yeah.
get very upset about chemtrails. My wife is tired of hearing about it. I can tell you that.
You walk around them when you
Yeah.
walk the baby.
Yeah.
You're just, you try to go, why are you walking weirdly half on the sidewalk, half not? Well, look above you.
Yeah.
Up there in that atmosphere.
Yeah.
There's a very popular one. Paul McCartney was killed in a car crash in 1967 and replaced by a lookalike. You heard this?
I guess, yeah. Like I heard, like I read it today in the paper. I did read it this morning.
Dusty, you've heard this?
Yeah, I was talking about it in a green room because they were talking about this new Beatles documentary
Yeah.
that came out, and this guy goes, "Oh, well, they debunked that on this documentary," and I go, "Yeah, I bet they did."
They debunked
That he didn't die. They were
Oh,
like,
So they
no."
talk about it in the
They
documentary.
were like, "Oh, that was a hoax."
They asked him,
Yeah,
and he
He would-
conveniently goes, "Well, he said yes. He
Yeah.
said he said he's the guy."
yeah.
Yeah,
He's like, "No, I am Paul McCartney."
What would the incentive be to pretend he didn't die?
Well, I think they had a lot, like they were
Lot
a
of money.
huge band, and
Yeah.
they were about to make a bunch of money, and he died, and they were like, "We got to bring in another guy."
You think if he were gone, the band would just be nobody would care anymore?
I think so.
why do they think so? They think he looks that different.
Well, there's supposedly clues that they've left in different records. In Abbey Road, on the album cover, Paul McCartney is walking out of step with the rest of the guys, and he's
Yeah.
walking with no shoes.
And in what is he dressed? In
All
a suit,
white,
in a
yeah.
suit like he's going to a funeral.
Yeah,
So they,
His own funeral.
Yeah.
they think that's a that's a clue because
oh, that's how you open the image to be bigger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
What do you mean?
I didn't know how to do that. I
You
thought I would double click it. and
You do
then-
control, since you don't have a right and left click enabled
Yeah.
here on this trackpad, you just control click, open image, a new tab.
Oh.
There you
And
go.
he's smoking, which is, that's death.
Wait, he's out of step. So they're all. How's he out of step?
They all have their left leg forward. He's got his
Oh.
right leg forward.
No, that guy in the middle has his right leg forward.
Ringo Starr?
no, his,
Oh, Paul McCartney. Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is Paul
that's-
McCartney right
yeah,
here.
Yeah.
But then you can say, hey, John Lennon's got his hand in his pockets and nobody else got their hand in their pockets. What's going on with
Yeah,
him?
and he died.
And he's wearing a white suit.
And that's the guy that died.
Yeah, well, two of them are dead.
Oh,
George Harrison died too.
oh yeah.
I think there is more to this picture, but I don't know what it is.
You think, how much thought do you think went into this picture? Do you think they go, hey, we're here, let's just walk across the street?
I think
real
it
quick?
says something on the bug tag.
The license plate?
Yeah. But I'm not.
I didn't read that. There was a song.
What does it say?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I dug into it for a while, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff with the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album cover too.
Yeah, and Revolution 9, if you play it backwards, there's supposedly a clue.
It says Paul is dead.
Yeah. That'd be a pretty good clue.
Yeah.
I don't think it says Paul is dead, but it's something like that.
I think the mind is an amazing thing, and you can get yourself talked into anything. Like I would imagine if you go back to that picture that day, they take 1 million, and then they go, "This one is awesome," and then they go, "I don't care, just put it out." I mean, you got to think like you dissect it because it's this iconic, legendary kind of thing. But when they made it, they don't know that it's going to be this iconic, legendary thing. And they just go, yeah, that picture looks the best. I'm tired of doing pictures. And then we go from there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That makes more. If I always think of stuff like that, conspiracy theories. I mean, I hope they're real. But I just tend to think, could it be just like, yeah, dude's like, yeah, dude, I took a picture. Paul walked in. I didn't even think about.
It could just be a thing to sell albums. They go, oh, is Paul dead? Let's listen for the clues.
Yeah, and you play everything backwards, and you're like, it also says everybody's dead. It's backwards.
But they say like John Lennon he didn't get along with the new Paul. So he was about to release the secrets, and that's why they killed him.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like, that's like all perfect.
Yeah.
It's a perfect, it all fits like so great.
Yeah.
Where it's one of those where you go like, so either it's exactly true or it's not. Like
Right.
there's not even in the middle.
That's a pretty good lookalike.
Yeah.
I know, man.
He's
They
still
nailed
alive.
it.
And they
Well, the
really
fact that he
nailed
can
it.
sing like Paul, like with the odds that you're like, so I guess Paul McCartney is a dime a dozen. I go, who's not Paul McCartney? Like,
But people tell me I look like about 30 people. I don't even think people know what people look like.
No.
Yeah.
Do you get Paul McCartney ever? Or do you
No, I don't get any Paul McCartneys. But I get Kid Rock, and I don't really look like Kid Rock.
You look a little bit like George Harrison here, to be honest with you. If he had the hat on, you're wearing the same shirt.
I think you would look like the original Paul McCartney. That's still like, I didn't die, and then you're upset that they.
Yeah, there is that theory
Yeah.
that he didn't die. He quit because he didn't want the fame, and that he still lives in England. And there was a video on YouTube of a Paul McCartney looking guy just talking in his yard, and they were like, "This is the real Paul McCartney."
Yeah.
This guy, it looks a little bit like you, honestly, man.
Yeah.
Well, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, there's a video or a photo of a guy that looks like Steve Jobs, and they think Steve Jobs faked his own death just to get out of the rat race.
Yeah, people think
That's
that
what
about
he called
Elvis
it.
too.
He invented iPhones. I'm just tired of this rat race of it changing the world. A young Aaron gasped at what Steve Jobs did. Brian calls it the rat race. Yeah. That's the difference.
I'm just trying to get a break from all this muckety muck, you know?
I'm tired of the 9 to 5, if you know what I mean. That
I'm in the corporate
grind.
ladder.
Yeah.
That's that one. Yeah, that guy right there.
Where?
The top guy.
This guy?
Yeah.
No, they're saying this is him.
Yeah.
It's just hanging out at a Whataburger somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, he's out of the rat race, you know.
He's
and
out of the
like-
rat race.
Yeah.
He's like, now I can just live a normal life
Yeah.
with millions of dollars. But they say Elvis did that too, you know. Elvis, he
Yeah.
faked his death.
Has anybody successfully faked their death? Like that you would have ever even found out about? I mean, I guess.
No, Tupac's another one that they think
Yeah.
faked his death.
I think it's like it's always the most who's doing it is the most beloved person that you don't want to die. And so you make up anything to have hope that they're not dead. They're always like Tupac's very beloved. All these people are very beloved. No one's aunt is faked their death. Like
Right.
no one's like, my Uncle Joe. They go, we don't know if it's him. Like in your because no one it's only the like ones you
Right.
want.
No one's like, yeah, we hated Uncle Joe, and we think he faked his death.
Yeah.
But he could have just went to another town.
No one's questioning Rodney Dangerfield.
He got no respect.
He's beloved. He got no respect.
Yeah,
That's
no
true.
respect.
That's what they go, do you want to fake your death? And he goes, I don't think I can. That's the whole I think everybody would just be like, what if he is alive? And he's like, and everybody's like, no, dude, they were like, we liked it when you were dead.
I mean, some people thought Andy Kaufman
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
So
that.
this is people that have.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of any of these people, but like here's an example: Joan Stonehouse, John Stonehouse,
Ooh, little Nate. Know what happened?
little Nateism, dude.
Easing into
It's
you.
rubbing off, man.
Yeah.
Former member of the UK's parliament faked his own death in Miami in the 1970s. He wanted to start a new life with his mistress. He'd been caught in a series of fraudulent businesses, so he just escaped, and then he got caught in Miami. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, under a different name. How long did it? Like, why would they not tell you when he got caught? Did he like? Did it last a while, or was it like?
Well, we got a separate article here that's got all.
Yeah,
of
was
that.
he like? He faked his own death, and then like Tuesday they grabbed him. And he's like, "Well, that wasn't worth it."
72 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he
drowned off
pretended
Miami.
to.
It's 1974.
He was later found in Australia with a false passport. He claimed to have had a breakdown, but a psychiatric report released to the National Archives reveals he'd been using a dead man's identity for months. This was so well orchestrated and thought out. It's pretty crazy.
But it's still, you don't have the answer of the how long did he?
How long before he got caught?
Yeah, because he faked it in 74. So
No, he didn't even make it more than a year.
in 76, he didn't make it a year.
Yeah, 1974 he fake died, and then 1975 he's back in England facing the consequences.
So he was already caught. So I mean, he had like 4 months.
4 months of just the best time ever.
I mean, how do you get caught in 74 when you're in Miami? Like that guy wants to get caught.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think you could just walk off. Like back then, you could leave your home and you're gone forever.
Yeah.
No one can call you.
They'll never find
track you. And
Yeah, what are you doing with a fake passport? I mean, just hang out in the country you faked your death in.
Yeah, go to Miami.
Yeah, you're in Miami.
You're in
Go out
Miami.
to Kansas, hang out with your mistress. Maybe he found out the mistress wasn't that great, and he was like, "I'd like to be caught." Actually,
Yeah, you know what I miss? My
I'd
wife.
rather go to jail.
I miss my wife and my family.
Yeah.
Boy, they're gonna be surprised. You think they're gonna let me back in? I'm sure they will. I mean, that's what he's talking to his new. He's got to talk to the new friend. Hey, what if I told you I faked my death? And that's the way to go, though. If you ever find another woman, it's easier than leaving your wife. Just fake your death. It's less, you don't have to deal with your family being mad at you. I mean, but it'd be tough to do now. But I think back then, it's a shame. That's disgusting that guy got caught.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's borderline. Airplanes don't work back then. It flew all the way over here.
Do you remember the movie Sleeping with the Enemy?
No, I don't know.
I've heard the name.
Yeah.
It was Julia Roberts' first big movie after Pretty Woman. She was
Okay.
like the biggest star on the planet, and she had an abusive marriage, and she wanted to get away from the guy, so she faked her death.
Yeah.
Had very elaborate, and it worked almost, but
Is it
some
good?
stuff
Don't
started-
tell me. Is it a good movie?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I'm gonna watch it. Don't
All right.
tell me.
Okay. All right.
Do you
That
have
movie came out in probably 86.
Yeah.
Early 90s, like 91.
Early 90s. I'm like,
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Whoa. Me and Dusty ain't seen it yet.
Sixth
So why
Sense
you
over here.
take it
let us
down a
see it.
notch?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Do you have more Paul McCartney info?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, this is Paul
he looks
McCartney.
up just enough.
Yeah.
Not
okay.
too,
Oh, okay. All
I was
right.
going to say about Tupac,
Oh.
the reasons they gave, the shooters were never found. Suge Knight, who I guess was right with him, wasn't hit.
I
Tupac,
thought he was hit.
well,
He's
I don't
big. It's hard to
Yeah.
miss.
Yeah.
Tupac always wore a bulletproof vest, and the man who cremated Tupac retired immediately afterwards. Like there was something in on it.
Yeah, but he was probably close to retiring. Might as well.
Yeah. He's like,
If you peak, you go, I'm going to go out
I'm
on
never
top.
going to cremate anyone
Who's
more
last?
famous than
Yeah.
this.
If someone goes, who's the last person you cremated? Tupac.
Right.
And you go, you want to go like Susie Rosen. You want to be, you're like, you go, if you're at the verge of retirement, it ain't getting better than this.
Yeah.
So I'm out.
I buy that.
Go out on top.
Go out on top.
yeah. Yeah. Why cremate Tupac? No one wanted to see the funeral?
Maybe that was his
We
wish.
can still have
Maybe
a funeral with a cremation.
Yeah, I would want to be
Yeah.
cremated because I want
What
to
are you
make
talking
sure.
about?
Yeah. But I want to, like, I always have a theory. I want to make sure I'm dead.
Yeah.
There's a fear. I've ever talked about it on
I
here.
think you have.
I
Being
tried to-
buried
yeah.
alive.
Being buried alive. Like, what if this is a major problem and we have no idea?
I think that's why where the wake came from,
Yeah.
right? Because people were getting buried alive.
Yeah.
So the wake was like, he might wake up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why they call
Yeah.
it that?
That's why they tied a string to your finger.
This day's gonna go. This day's gonna go two ways. It's gonna be real sad, or it's gonna be bananas. And like, I mean, how many wakes were there? Just because, hey guys, guys start forking over money. They go, I told you, I saw him blinking 2 days ago, and you're just handing over 20s.
That's where the phrase "dead ringer" comes from, because they would tie a string to your finger and put a bell at the top, and if you woke up, you could pull the bell.
Crazy.
When did they
just like when you wake up from you're in a casket and just like going, and they go, oh, he's doing it.
But when they use the phrase "dead ringer," they're like meaning he looks like that person, right?
Yeah.
They could be a dead ringer for that person.
Yes, that is true.
But I think that's what it originally was, or his face rings a bell. I think it comes from.
Seems like a faking your own death type of thing.
Yeah,
That's a dead ringer for that guy. He looks,
that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't. We don't know if that's true.
No, I have no idea.
You could be. I think
I
you're.
made that up.
Yeah.
According to this.
Yeah, according to this. This is kind of Paul McCartney related. At an event Paul McCartney was playing at, Stevie Wonder caught a microphone that was falling, which makes people think Stevie Wonder was not really blind.
Yeah. So I mean,
You're going to break the scoop here?
I mean, the gig, no one wants me to talk about it anymore, but my Paul Allen gig, Stevie Wonder did it. I opened for him.
I know.
And then, I watched him. I mean, he has a bunch of people with him. If he's, I was around
I sent you the link.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I mean, I would think anytime he could not fake it, this would be a time he couldn't. Or he could be like, yo, I'm like, he's around just billionaires. Like, so I saw him. I mean, the idea of him being, I think that's kind of crazy,
What would be the
I watch him
advantage
walk through.
of pretending to be blind? He's like, this piano thing's not working out, but if I couldn't see.
Not having I think you can get out of conversations a lot easier.
yeah.
You can just always be.
You don't think it's a little
See
more
right
interesting?
The fourth one.
Right here.
Yeah.
Just show everybody, Mo.
Well, we won't put
All
this
the
up.
stuff
We
that
won't put
goes.
this
No,
up
you
on
just
the
let
screen.
everybody see it. They should know.
You got a lot going on.
I got a lot going on.
People are like, why does he attend NBA basketball games if he's blind? That's one of their arguments. There's
Well, you can take your shoes off. You can feel the squeak of the.
Probably like the noise. I mean, I think your senses are so strong the other way that you would enjoy hearing. There's probably a safety of hearing a bunch of people versus like, because you're in the darkness the whole time, and I would think there's a comfort to hear. Like, I know I'm surrounded by. You feel like you're surrounded by love. Probably he had a lot of people around him, and like if you went up to him, it wasn't like you could just go up to him. Like, so I mean, if they were faking it, there would be a whole. He was late. He was late.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's another one.
Yeah, it's tough to find a place when you can't see.
Yeah, you see him just run, and then right when he gets to that door, he goes, all right, hold on. And then they go, and he just walked into it once. He goes, I'm ready to go. That's how they lets him know. He just walks it,
Gets his game
forehead,
face up.
hits it, and jerks back.
But this is him catching it?
Yeah, that's the slow-mo of it, but
Seemed like he missed it.
Yeah. That's the catch.
well, that's the slow down version of it. At the beginning, I think it shows it in real time, but
I love YouTube videos like this.
Mm.
yeah.
They use an iMovie.
How did
you can
you
see
grab
that fade
them?
in. Jerry
Yeah.
Seinfeld's there.
Yeah, this is one of
Yeah.
those big. Oh, okay. So Paul
yeah.
McCartney's walking by. He knocks over a mic stand. Stevie Wonder instinctively
Hits his head.
reaches
And
over.
Paul
and
McCartney,
grabs
of
it.
all people, he was like, let's get a little controversy going, Stevie. You remember when I told people I was dead? Let's make people think you can see.
Yeah.
It'll help the album sales.
What are the odds that those two guys have that interaction and they're neither one of them are doing the thing? Like you think they go, like they hang out backstage and they go, hey, you wanna grab a coffee or something like that? And he goes, yeah, I would. And he goes, all right. And Stevie lifts up and winks at him.
Yeah.
And then they go,
He's
hey,
like-
there's somewhere private.
Yeah,
He goes,
Paul's
I'm not even this dude, man. This guy. He goes, well, what's the real one? He mows my yard. Like he goes, I don't know. No, that he hits his head on the microphone, so Stevie would have heard that.
Mhm.
And then all he does is he doesn't grab it. He just holds his hand
it
out.
looks like he
and
caught
it
it
hits
by
his arm.
by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Paul knocked it
I mean,
over.
you
he
got to
goes,
think
"Catch it."
someone that's blind. There are other senses. Like he's not like a dumb animal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like he can hear what a microphone sounds like. He hears and he's been blind his whole life. So his senses are just through the roof. I mean, he can probably just guess what something's doing because he's like, yeah. I mean, I have to be so conscious of all of it
And this other guy here that goes to catch it.
with glasses on.
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't seem shocked that Stevie Wonder caught it. He's like, let me get that for you.
This guy?
Yeah.
And Herbie Hancock, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Well, he was super late. I mean,
Herbie Hancock's
Herbie
blind.
Hancock's, yeah.
You were at this event?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
did another.
Yeah, not unlike this though. Star
Not
power.
unlike it. A lot of the same Stevie Wonder was there.
Keanu Reeves is immortal.
Okay.
He's been around since.
So just the movies that he made. Now we're just that. It's like
Well, he's been around long before that. There he is, right there.
1990. Wow, just popped in. Oh, 1530, 1875. Yeah.
But those are drawings, though, it seems.
Well, that's a guy, Paul Monet, a French actor born in 1847. But they think that's really Keanu Reeves.
He looks older than the 1991 version of Keanu Reeves.
Well, because they know they're onto him. Oh, you're saying he looks older
He
now?
took a pretty big break. Well, he was very slow going.
Yeah.
He's like 1530. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm not going to take my picture or anything. And then 1875, he's like, I'll do another picture. The camera's getting better. 91, he was like, you seen those cameras? I'll do, and then
I'll start a movie career.
then he only takes a picture every 4 years. Like he does wait between these pictures.
Well, there's a theory that, there's no payphones now. And in the Matrix, they use the payphone to escape the Matrix.
Hey, that's got to shut that window.
Oh yeah, it's
Can just shut it real fast. They're the speed of a sloth. I asked the sloth to shut the window. It's exactly. Yeah.
This window?
Yeah, I would have done better calling Harper downstairs to come up and shut it. Just that turn. Just the most rain.
There's paper towels in it. Here we go. Back in business.
All right, back in business. You a big paper towel guy?
I love paper towels.
I could feel like grab those paper towels. Like you would I could see you walking around. Like if you the old Aaron, like if you go, hey, we're having a cookout, would you bring your own paper towels?
I would love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to be the paper towel guy. What are you gonna bring? Chips, dip?
Paper
Something
towels.
a little more important that you
Yeah.
don't even know you need.
Yeah.
Paper towels. You know why we didn't use paper towels
Yeah.
growing up?
Yeah.
We never did. It was all cloth napkins.
Yeah.
And towels.
Mhm.
So to have a paper towel and be able to use it whenever I want is a pretty powerful thing.
Yeah, like would you bring for the party and then you'd be like, have Lucy like keep ours in our purse? Like, like keep your just separate.
Our own separate paper towel roll. No, I wouldn't do that, but I would take what's left over home
Yeah.
with me after. I'm
Yeah.
not just going to give you.
Do you have paper towels in the van?
I do have one in the van.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's probably good to, yeah.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. in
I
there.
treat paper towels like gold myself. When somebody breaks off 2 at a time, I get uneasy.
Yeah.
Like I had some plumbers come over and do some work, and they kept using paper towels, and I was like, you guys don't have your own napkins?
Yeah.
And I use cloth. I like to use cloth too. But when I
Yeah.
was single, I had a friend over, and he's like, "You got any napkins?" And I handed him a cloth that I probably used all week.
Yeah.
And he was like, he's like,
Yeah.
"This is fine if you wash it
Yeah.
once in a while."
Yeah.
But
Love paper towel. Love paper plates.
Yeah, I like paper. If they're firm,
Little chinette.
I love paper. If I wasn't married, I would only have paper plates.
You don't need the other stuff. You
I
throw it
wouldn't
right
have
in
the
the
other
trash.
stuff.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't. I would have just like,
Solo cups.
I would be, global warming would love me. If you're global warming, you're like, this guy's keeping us alive. That's how I would live life.
what they say about Keanu Reeves, right? The Matrix. They have the telephone booths. That's how you escape the Matrix.
Yes.
So they say they got rid of the phone booth, so we can't escape. We're all in the Matrix, but now we can't get out because there's no phone booths.
Oh.
Mm.
And then also in his first movie, they traveled in a phone booth.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah,
Yeah. So he's like a phone booth guy.
yeah, he's traveling. He's going around.
He's been stereotyped.
Yeah, yes, he has.
Yeah.
Yes, he has.
But are you saying you think he knows more and he's giving us clues?
I don't know, but I just think that's interesting that we can't go to the phone booth and get out of this.
Mhm.
Get out of this thing we're living.
Yeah. But I'm sure there's an old phone booth somewhere.
Yeah, probably.
Now people use them to go use your cell phone in a phone booth.
Do they?
Like
Little
sometimes at a
privacy
hotel,
booth, yeah.
like
Oh,
a
yeah.
private, just rip the phone out. The cord's still hanging out. You just go in
Yeah.
there. Hello.
Still checking for change.
Hello. What's for dinner? What time you coming home? He goes, I think I'm gonna die on this trip. Fixes on just starts. You got to start to plant the seed. I tell you what, I don't feel good, and I don't think I remember how to swim. Weirdly enough. All right, I'll see you. And then,
Nowadays is a good time to fake your own death, you know?
You think?
But you could be like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not breathing well. And then
say you have COVID.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. You're like, I think I have COVID. You're like, you're out. You have to go somewhere. I don't know where you go live. You have to go somewhere pretty remote.
Yeah.
Alaska.
Montana.
Yeah, you could probably go to Alaska. Like, but I mean, I think cell phones are gone. I think you say different names. It probably would be interesting to what if you tried to be like, let me just go. You say you don't fake your death, but you're like, go live in a town for a month and just say I'm a different name.
Mhm.
I just moved here. And then see if you would like it. I don't think I like that. You know, sometimes people can say they use like a different accent, like or I don't know if it's just in movies, but I
Mhm.
think people are like, I'll talk in a British accent to someone on the phone so they think I'm British.
Yeah.
I'm very uncomfortable with that.
Uh-huh.
I would never do it. That's why I'm uncomfortable with prank phone calls.
If you were better at accents, would you?
I guess I'd be, yeah, but I'm uncomfortable with prank phone calls. I don't like hearing, like, that's why the pranks I like are the pranks that get set up and I can kind of walk away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's kind of happening. If I can watch it and it's like, but I'm also friends with the person that's the prank. I don't do it to random people.
Yeah.
And so there's a little bit more to it, but I would have trouble looking you in the eye and,
Just lying to you.
yeah, like it would,
That's why I like Impractical Jokers, because they're the ones that are really, they're not messing with other people as
Yeah.
much as themselves.
Yes.
It's their
Yeah.
buddies.
Right. The
doing
prank
jokes.
is them looking silly.
Yeah.
I went to a coffee shop and they always have a hard time with the name Dusty. They always write Dustin or Justin. So one day I was like, Mike, and they yelled out Mike, and I went and got the coffee, and it felt like I had done something.
Yeah.
It feels good, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I felt like I got away with something.
What
I'm like, I'm not
that's
Mike,
crazy.
but I'm getting
Oh,
this coffee.
I've been doing this for years, but I always say my name is Doug. I've done that for years. I say Doug at a restaurant,
Yeah.
and it feels good.
So why do you do that?
I don't know if I say my name wrong, but I feel like I always have to repeat it.
Yeah.
I never land it the first time.
Yeah.
Nothing sounds like Doug. I kind of feel like a Doug.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm Doug.
I like
Yeah.
that. I want to call you Doug now.
Yeah.
Feel free.
Doug
Yeah.
did the music at the top of this podcast.
There you go.
Doug
Yeah.
Brown.
Yeah.
And then I could see. Yeah, I would feel. I would think I'd feel uncomfortable if I said the wrong name and then they yelled it and I'd go get it. I just would feel weird. I'd have tried though.
I know a guy
See
who's
what it feels like. Cartwright. I'd have tried it.
yeah.
I'll just be Brian.
I know a guy
I'll say
that was
Brian.
Daryl, and he was like, I want to be called Mitch.
Yeah.
And then we all just started calling him Mitch. And it was like he just made
picked
the
it.
switch.
Did it stick?
Yeah. I
He's
mean, I
still
don't know
Mitch?
where he's at now,
Oh,
but
okay.
he could.
Where did Mitch come from? Is that a middle name?
He said he just always liked the name.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
He said he just wanted to be a Mitch.
You're a Doug.
But
Yeah.
but I'm not trying to get my friends to call me Doug.
Yeah.
You just told us that we could call you Doug.
I said you can, but I'm not
But there's,
lobbying for it.
I mean, you got to think, but how many people will call you Doug? All the restaurants you go out to eat at,
I'm probably better known as Doug than Aaron.
look who's back, Doug.
Doug Weber's
Yeah.
net worth.
Doug, come on over. You go to your favorite restaurant. We got a booth.
I knew a guy named Marshall for years.
Yeah.
I met him in Charleston. For years, I knew him as Marshall. He moved back to Illinois. He came to a show with a group of his friends. And then I was calling him Marshall, and he kind of pulled me to the side and he goes, hey, they don't know me as Marshall.
Hmm.
Like he had a different name and he moved to Charleston and became Marshall.
Oh,
But now he's like, that's, they don't know me as that.
what do they know him as?
I forget
Like
what it
John
was.
or
Yeah,
something?
something
Like-
like
yeah.
that. But
Yeah,
so he did it.
yeah. That's weird.
But then he ended up back home, so it didn't work out.
Oh, so it's Marshall. So I don't know if he turned around. Like he lives two
Mhm.
different lives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And when he came back home, he went back to Marshall.
No, he went back to whatever his other name
yeah.
was.
Bob.
Yeah.
Man.
Robert, Mike, Mitchell.
Yeah, told his family, y'all call me Marshall, and they just hit him in the head.
yeah, yeah. So it's a bit of a conspiracy.
The Denver airport. There's a lot going on
Yeah.
there.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Well, they have all these. Well, they have the horse out front named Lucifer,
Yeah.
and it killed the guy that built it. It fell and killed that guy.
The statue or the horse it's named after?
The statue
Yeah.
fell and killed the guy. And then there's a bunch of murals inside that seem to depict like people dying,
Yeah.
like stages of death.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen them in there. And it's like there's one with a gas mask and a guy with a sword, and the gas is coming out, and all these people are dead. And then it's like the rebirth. So it's like it's predicting this whole we're going to kill everybody, and then the people that are left, we all come together.
Yeah.
And it's happy and harmonious.
Some think there's some Nazi imagery in there, and then if you
Yeah, I could see that
Yeah.
with this one right
oh,
Yeah,
here.
well, there you go.
I mean,
Yeah,
my gosh.
See this? I don't know if he has the gas mask on,
Yeah.
and you see all the people crying, and there's people laying there dead, and then he's stabbing the dove.
The artist says in reality, it's about world peace and a healthy environment.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that-
what I took away
That
from
seems
this.
peaceful.
Well, is it the stages? Like he's saying, like there's a point you got to fight these people, and then
Yeah, you got to keep going.
keep going.
See how it ends.
Yeah.
Dusty didn't walk that far.
It just seems like that guy has a AR-15 and a.
What's some of that? Like, we go pull up to that airport. You're like, look at that blue horse. You go, "Ugh, wait till you get inside. Yeah. That's the most normal thing you're about to see at the airport. You go, yeah.
Guess there's gargoyles all throughout it.
Yeah, I would think they just gave it. They let a dude go do whatever you want, and then they.
Yeah, see, now that guy's dead,
Oh, it's a good ending.
and all the people have come back in
Oh.
harmony.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, Dusty didn't walk far enough.
yeah. Now it's a good sign.
But-
Two
That's pretty
doves.
cool.
But
Two
what?
doves.
But when is? I mean, but what are they predicting? You know, that's what I'm saying.
Is that the
They're predicting maybe what could be. It's like what we're in now.
Right?
So there you go.
Yeah.
They go.
I mean,
Just go look to the Denver airport,
Yeah.
and then they go.
And they say
that-
the Denver airport has all these like
That
almost,
thing represents COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And they say they have like almost like a skyscraper's worth of basement
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
the airport.
And-
Some think it's underground bunker
Yeah.
for the apocalypse, or it goes to NORAD all the way to the wherever NORAD is there in Colorado. They think the Illuminati. Well, I shouldn't say they. Somebody thinks the Illuminati helped build the airport because it was way over budget,
Hmm.
and that they
Oh.
have secret meetings underground there in Denver.
What are they talking about? What's Illuminati? Do you what?
Well, who knows? You know,
Yeah.
everybody always talks about it, but you know,
It was a real thing. It
it's
was
supposed to
a
be a
real
s-
secret society that was
you know,
created.
secret society of all the rich people, like
Yeah.
really rich, not like I got a lot of money, but like, and they get
Billionaires,
together
yeah.
and they plot and decide what to do with our lives,
I think
Mhm.
originally it was created like
and then we get mad at each other while other people are
Yeah.
playing around with us.
right. I think it was created in France in like the 1800s. It was just a secret society, and then people found out about it and disbanded it. But supposedly it still exists and it's grown. It's the Freemasons is another one. I don't know the difference, but
Mm.
You had to get an email for a meeting on that. Like if you how do you get that? Like do they just texting? Hey, we got an Illuminati meeting tonight. All right.
All right, let me get my goat's head.
All right. What are we gonna do? Because we're gonna look at
Well, like the
No
movie
que-
Eyes Wide Shut, they say has
Yeah.
a lot of that
yeah.
kind of stuff going on.
Yeah. Well that movie's it's like that's the point of that movie. They made a movie about the Illuminati.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch it. It's too gross for me.
Yeah.
was there any more Denver Airport? I think it's haunted, maybe.
I don't know. I know about the murals and about the horse and about the basement.
Mm.
Lucifer, though, just is.
Yeah, why would you call it that?
Yeah, I
It's a
mean,
weird name.
yeah. I've flown in and out of
It has
several times.
red eye. Does it have red eyes?
I mean,
Yeah.
Lucifer is
Yeah.
a very appropriate name for it.
yeah, but why would he make
Why would you throw this up outside the airport?
I think they went with an angle and they let whoever designed this, they go, what do you want to do? And he goes, I got a plan. And he's going to tell a story. And then because I would think if you are Illuminati, would you be this obvious about it? Like they go, how would you be like, hey, we have a secret place we go to. Where is it? Where the blue horse is with red eyes. You're like, the thing everybody can see, you idiot.
I think that's it. The hidden in plain sight. They put it so out there that it's
Yeah.
like, oh well,
Did people say that?
yeah.
It's like the Denver Broncos. Which came first?
I'm sure
The
Denver
airport or the Broncos?
Yeah, I'm sure the Broncos.
I think the
came
Broncos
first.
were there before the airport.
Yeah.
Are you seriously asking which came first? Airport or the Broncos?
Yeah.
I would think the
the Broncos.
This
Seems like
airport's
the Broncos
new.
has been around 100 years.
No, but the
It's a
airport's
pretty
new.
airport,
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
Opened
know.
in
Opened
1995.
Okay.
Yeah.
They also had like some Egyptian statue of the god of death out there temporarily at one point.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, at the airport, just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
Welcome to Denver.
A lot of planes are on fire as they land.
Yeah.
There's a lot of every plane you get off of, you're like, I swear there's more people on this flight than I thought. Because,
Yeah. A lot of times it's just like, why are you doing that? Like
Yeah.
even in Nashville, the Parthenon, you got this 50-foot
Yeah.
statue of Athena in there.
Mhm.
That's like, you get in there and it's like, why is this here?
Because
Yeah.
we're the Athens of the South. Dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like there is Athens, Alabama. There's Athens, Georgia.
Well, we're Athens in spirit, not just a name.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Those are small towns.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're a real city.
We're a real city.
But what makes us and then we have the Titans.
We're a
all
hub.
about-
We're a hub
yeah.
of education, dude.
yeah.
a lot of
Okay.
colleges
All right, I see
there.
that. That makes sense.
That's what I was told.
Right.
I don't know if y'all.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever been told any of this.
that makes sense though.
That's
yeah.
why we're the
I'm
Athens.
in Old Hickory. I'm on the other side. There ain't
Yeah.
nobody talking to us about anything. They just go, "You're lucky to be here." All right, so I want you to calm down.
We just know we park there for Vanderbilt
Yeah.
football games.
Yeah.
I park next to the building in the park. Never thought anything about it. Just go.
See, I was told in the way that Athens was a center of intellectual thought where people gathered and exchanged ideas, that Nashville was that because of Vanderbilt and Belmont and TSU and all these
You don't-
colleges.
Yeah.
That's right.
You wouldn't think that on Broadway though. That's not what you would. If you go down Broadway on Saturday night, you're not like
That's
this
true.
is
It's a
intellectual
little tucked.
thought.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good point. It's a little tucked away.
But again, we're not saying the
Centennial Park.
U.S. We're just saying the South. So
Yeah,
we don't have a lot of options there.
yeah, we're not the Athens of the United States.
Yeah.
Just the South.
just our little of Nashville.
Our little corner.
Athens of Nashville.
Yeah. The Athens of
Yeah.
Nashville. Is,
Yeah.
West End is
Yeah,
the Athens
yeah.
of Nashville.
We're a little bit better than Broadway on the other side, like where all the honky tonk bars are. It's a little more.
Yeah.
At the split.
This side's like, yeah, it's like I don't know, man. We drink, our cups. What do
Yeah.
you drink?
Pinky up.
Yeah, pinky up. What are they doing down there? We go down there and watch them for fun.
Yeah. But wait, yeah, I just, why do we need the statue in there? Is that helping us think?
I
it's
think people come
intense.
see it.
Yeah.
It's easier, a little quicker trip than going all the way there. See the real one.
When you go in there, you got to see something.
talking about this one right here.
Yeah,
you
that's
go.
Athena.
I mean, you can see it on this, but it's nothing until you're in there.
And it is pretty big.
It's tall.
I mean,
Yeah.
you've not been in there?
No, I don't go. I've looked at it on the outside. I didn't know anything was on the inside.
mean,
Fruit.
that
Do you
thing-
refuse to go?
Well, I don't know if I want to go now. If there's
Yeah.
this big creepy statue in the middle,
Yeah, it
But
takes a
would
little
you
bit of
go
your
see the
soul.
real one, or would you be like,
I'll
"Eh,
go see the real one.
I know, but you just go this one, and you're like, I mean, it's the same idea.
Yeah, it's not all ruined and torn down.
Yeah,
this is like
Prettier.
It is pretty.
It's very nice.
and it's in the middle of Nashville.
Yeah, your trip is easy.
It's a lot easier to get
Yeah.
there for sure.
Mhm.
In 1968, Stanley Kubrick produced the film 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Hmm.
The next year, the moon landing happened.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Some people say he directed the moon landing.
Yeah, there's no way you did it.
There's a video confession.
Hey, do you mind if we do the as he's doing the 2001 Space Odyssey? They go,
Sequel.
hey, can I talk to you over here for a second, Stanley? My name's John NASA. There's zero chance we're getting to this moon. I borderline don't even know if there's outer space. So could we throw you a little extra money? Make it look real nice. Buy yourself something real nice, Clark. Make it real nice. Make it. And he goes, yeah, dude, I'm already got the stuff here. So
Yeah, I mean, the moon landing is wild, though, huh? Because you just go up there, they just fly, they land right on it, they get out, they got a little cart, they're driving around, they're playing golf up there. It's like, what? We just went up
Yeah.
there for a little vacation?
yeah.
Some guy's standing on the moon when they land to
Yeah.
take a picture. Somehow he got out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
what
like-
do you mean?
I feel
Well,
like this has
that's
all
it.
been waiting. We've been reeling you up just for this moon. thing.
As it lands, they're taking a picture of it. They make a phone call to the president. He's talking on
In 1969.
Yeah, he's talking on a landline
yeah.
to the moon.
Hello? You guys on the moon? Yeah, how do they have satellites? Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, they're just like, we're on the moon, Nixon. And he's like, that's great.
It's good. Good to hear from you. Sound great.
Yeah.
He goes, I can't keep my feet on the ground, but besides that, it's a pretty good time.
Yeah.
He goes, that's kind of annoying. I can see how I would be annoyed by this.
Yeah, and look at all those pictures. Where are the stars? That's what I'm talking about. You're
Yeah,
up
but I
on-
don't know if you would see stars. Like, it could be dark. I mean, it's so like I could see. I think I could see not seeing stars. Like, and a camera in 1969. Like how?
Yeah, I mean,
Why have we not gone back to the moon?
Yeah,
we went back a few times.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
since the 70s.
Yeah.
So we went in 1969 and then the 70s, and then that was it.
Yeah.
We can't go right now.
Why?
I mean, they're working on getting us back, but right now, if we had to go, we couldn't go. We don't have the capability.
We're going to Mars.
Well, not right now. They're working on
Isn't
it.
there something on Mars? Well, why can't we go to the moon?
We could if we wanted to, but But there's no public desire to go back to the moon. We've already been there.
I'd like to go.
People couldn't justify the funding for it. It's like if there were a national outcry, we got to go to the moon. They would be all right. We'll do it.
Let's
Yeah.
do
But
that.
nobody wants
Let's
to
get
anymore.
the outcry going.
That's why they stopped doing it, because the public lost interest. They're just like, ugh.
Oh,
We've
the
already
moon
been
again?
there.
we're going
dude.
to the moon. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, no one even believes it. Yeah, you ain't been there first time. How about you go one time and then I'll see what happens.
But it's like, yeah, I mean, I'd like to go. I mean, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
there's no interest. The public's not interested. I'd like to go. Let's see what's happening up there. Let's put a little cabin up there.
So
spend
if
some
people
time.
don't believe, what do they think the moon is? What do we see at night if they don't believe in the moon? Like,
I think they believe it's there,
Yeah.
but that we didn't go land
Yeah.
on it. You know what I mean?
That's why what was Borat? Not Borat, but what was his other character? Ollie
Bruno?
G.
yeah.
Ollie G.
Where he had Buzz Aldrin on. He's like, there's a theory, and I know you've probably heard this before. And he thinks he said that the moon landing. He said that the moon's not real. He's so confused. Like, what?
Well, Buzz Aldrin is always involved with some people talking to him
Yeah.
about the moon. He's punched a guy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he told a little girl that we didn't go to the moon.
He said we did it?
Yeah, the little girl's like, when do we going back to the moon? He's like, we didn't go there, and it's very confusing.
I just watched that clip the other day. It came up on Reddit for some reason. He struck me. He wasn't making any sense.
He
of
wasn't making
that.
any
He was like,
sense.
"Well, we didn't, and then we never did."
Yeah,
You're
I
like,
would say he
oh.
could
He's
just
probably
wanna
too
say-
old to be answering these questions.
Well, he probably likes being like, I'll just say we didn't. Like it doesn't, it did be a point. It's been so long, and people are just like, I don't think you did it. And he's like, what do I care that this loser
right.
is just walking up to me going, I don't think you landed me. You're like, you live with your mom. Like, I'm not,
And
I'm
I've been on
not,
the
I'm not,
moon.
I've been on the, I'm not going to answer. I'm tired. I didn't go. I didn't go.
You just give them what they want.
Yeah, you go. I don't care.
Yeah, and who knows? But it's like, it is weird that they made a phone call from the moon. It's like, come on. You made a phone call from the moon?
You think the technology wouldn't have been good
Yeah,
enough?
I mean, you
I
can't.
mean, I don't
even-
think
Well, that would
it wasn't
be-
like a payphone. They had the radio communication
Yeah, but it's like
from
basically
the moon, though?
Yeah,
from the moon. It's
from the moon. You have why do you have cell
It took a
phones?
minute to get there.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they weren't FaceTiming.
You saw it. It's close. He goes, it's over St. Louis. He goes, all right.
And then it's supposed to be like spinning so fast and also spinning, like spinning around and spinning. Like to land on that thing seems like quite a feat.
I think
Yeah,
it
well,
was.
I think
Yeah.
nobody's arguing it was super easy.
Yeah.
But have you seen the ship that landed there? It doesn't look good. I
Yeah.
wouldn't feel safe driving that thing on the interstate.
Well, it doesn't have wheels.
And now we're going to the moon in this thing?
Yeah. It's so hard to land that they landed back in the ocean.
Yeah.
That's how hard it is to
Yeah.
land. That is pretty funny.
But
They're
it's
like,
like,
we can't land it. It's so hard to do. So when you come back, dude, just hit water somehow. Because it's like, why are they not landing it? You're like, could we land it on the land? He goes, no, absolutely not. It would be too hard to do. So just dump it anywhere in the middle of the ocean. And we'll come grab you.
And they still do that.
Bang! They take a little jet. Bang, 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 bang. So what is that? I do it in my act now. Just hitting the
A
waves.
jet ski?
Oh,
A jet ski.
A wave runner or
Yeah,
something.
just going bing, 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 and then he hits and he grabs Neil Armstrong.
yeah, I mean, that's more believable than if they had like landed back where they took off from. You know what I mean? Like if they were like, oh, right back where we started.
We seen the SpaceX rockets
It lands
that'll
back,
come back
yeah.
and land right where it was. That's
Yeah.
pretty
What
special.
about when it came back? So what did they do? Just dumped because then don't they show them like come out of the water?
Mhm.
So they're
I
just
don't
saying
know.
like they just dumped the thing in the water.
I mean,
Well,
I
it
don't.
parachutes down.
Yeah, so easy. There's a video of it coming down.
Mhm.
So like what did they do with that? They just
I
carried
mean,
it
I
up a
don't
little
know.
bit?
I mean, but you could just launch
Yeah.
like Jeff Bezos and then pull your parachute and come right back down into
Yeah.
the ocean. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Whee!
Like, we
Go.
did it.
Slingshot.
Yeah.
We did it.
We're
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
They're like
Time moves differently up
yeah,
there.
They just see it. Like
We've
they
been
see,
gone for months.
They see two pictures and they go, "The sun's the same thing, dude. Like, look at the sun. The picture. It just went from here." They go, "Then tell me why is it the launch and a perfect lake right next to it?" I mean, it's 100 yards. He just went big, and shot from there, went to there, and they go, "Woo!"
Yeah, I would believe it more if like one of the guys had got lost.
Yeah.
Like they were like, we couldn't get him back in. And
Well, that almost Apollo 13. That almost happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
They almost died up there.
Where were they going?
They were going to the moon.
Oh,
They were going to land on the moon.
and then that was the last time we tried.
No, we went back after that.
what
Yeah.
happened in
What-
Apollo 13?
A bunch of stuff happened. They lost oxygen. There was a fire where stuff got burned off, so they wouldn't be able to land on the moon. So what they had to do was they had to go to the moon, use the moon's gravity to slingshot back to Earth.
Yeah.
To preserve fuel.
And this is usually from the knowledge. This is all from the movie.
All 100%
Yeah,
from the movie.
yeah.
With Clint
Which
Eastwood and
I-
Tommy Lee Jones.
No,
Oh.
come on.
Tom
It's with
Hanks.
Ed Harris and Tom Hanks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ron
Yeah,
Howard.
and Ron
directed.
Howard.
Which was Space Cowboys. That was
Yeah.
Clint.
Yeah.
Similar.
Yeah.
I need to go watch Apollo 13 again.
Apollo 13 is unbelievable.
It's a great
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
You've seen Gravity?
I have seen it, yeah.
I don't know if I've seen Gravity. Where's
With
Gravity? Is
Sandra
that Matthew
Bullock?
McConaughey?
And George Clooney.
No, George
No.
Clooney and Sandra Bullock, and that's it.
Yeah, see,
They
I believe that
is a
more.
movie about debating gravity.
It's to debate.
Do people not believe in gravity?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't get into that one. But some people may not. I don't know.
Yeah. What would these some people say?
Well, they would say that, it really opens up a whole
Yeah.
bunch of stuff that it's hard to,
Things just fall.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they would say that it's it's a density thing, that you're heavier than the air around you, so nothing needs to bring you down. It's just your weight.
Yeah.
I think that's Gravity, right?
Is that
Well, I mean, it's weight. Like this cup is heavier than the air around it, so it falls. But like helium is lighter than the air around it, so it lifts.
right.
so? Gravity's not real. It's just your weight.
Theoretically.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's just
but what
basically-
is the force that causes that to happen? What
yeah,
is?
it's just he said the weight. Your weight.
Yeah,
is
but
the
what
force.
is?
But why would you need a force to make the weight happen?
You're almost. It'd be almost like these people are upset with the word gravity, like literally the word. And you go, "Do you want to just change the word, man?" Like, and he goes, "I'd appreciate it." And because I think you're hung up on the actual word of gravity,
Yeah.
right? That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But you're asking, I know what you're at. Like, what makes, just because you're heavy, what makes you go down?
Yeah. What is that?
The weight.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, why is weighing more would cause you to go down?
Because you're heavier.
The gravity is.
Like they're saying the answer should be what I'm saying, and they go, "Well, it's gravity." I go, "No, you're heavy, and
Yeah.
what's around you is not as heavy." So
Okay.
it's just it's like so they're saying like you're saying like why do we have gravity? Well, like you're like we're calling like my weight, so I should be like right now I'm trying to lose gravity. Like that's what I should say.
Yeah, you're trying to lose.
I'm trying to lose
gravitational
some
force.
Yes, I'm trying to
Mhm.
lose.
Yeah,
some
people
gravity.
always as they get older and they sag more, they always blame gravity. They go,
Yeah.
"Oh, as you
Gravity's-
get older, gravity really pulls you down."
Yeah.
It's not helping, dude. We've talked about this before. If you go, there's astronauts that go to the moon, they come back, they're a few inches taller
Yeah,
because they spent some time without gravity pulling on their spine.
yeah,
Yeah.
So they're a couple inches taller when they get back, and then they
Oh, because
shrink
like
back down.
yeah, like gravity's sucking you.
You're like an inch or two taller in the morning because you've been laying down on your back all night.
Every morning. So if I measure myself tomorrow, I'm gonna be 6'1".
I want you. This is the new Krispy Kreme challenge. Not weigh yourself.
Measure your head.
Yeah, measure your height when you wake up, and then measure it when you go to bed at night, and there's going to be a considerable difference.
Yeah.
What if you're just floating around in a pool?
There you go. It's the same principle.
Yeah.
If you spend a month in a pool, you're going to be a little bit taller when you get out. That's my guess.
Is that what they like? Should they tell like Bezos? Should like quit spending money on all this and just go scuba diving? It's the same
how they
thing.
train,
That's what
right?
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's explore the ocean.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
always saying.
Look into the ocean.
We can only go 9 miles into the ocean, I think. 7 miles down.
2 miles deep
And
before
how
the
many
pressure
down is
becomes
it?
too much.
They have no idea.
Well, I think James
We
Cameron
thought-
sent
yeah,
a
he
camera
went to the
down
bottom.
didn't he?
But we don't know if that was the
Maybe
bottom.
a bottom of a certain place.
Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't know. How do we know where?
I don't think James Cameron solved the ocean issue.
Yeah. No, he did Titanic.
Well, I don't think
What's the ocean issue?
Then we
Given
don't
up
know
on the
what's
ocean.
going on down there.
Yeah.
Well, I think
But it's like we should focus more on the ocean.
Yeah, let's
We're
focus
trying.
on
I think everybody's scared of water.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I think scientists probably don't learn how to swim, and they just go, let's go up,
let's go the other way.
and then you go, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's why we need doctors and lawyers down there.
Yeah.
Well, would y'all? I mean, they want people to live on other planets eventually.
Yeah,
I mean, that's probably in our lifetime. That's going to happen. We're going to go start a colony on Mars
Yeah,
in our lifetime.
yeah, yeah.
You want to bet, dude? In our lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah,
Okay.
we go track this down. I'm gonna be 90.
It might be that long, but yeah,
Yeah,
there'll be a colony of people on Mars.
I might
and they're
not
just
make
up
it.
there living it up. But can they breathe without wearing? They have to
Well,
wear
they're
a
going to have
thing?
to create some kind of structure
a way to
with
breathe.
oxygen, and then the goal eventually is to create, an atmosphere
yeah.
there on Mars where people can breathe and live normally.
Why would you want to do that?
Because the Earth, if the premise is that Earth has finite amount of resources, and we're damaging it for global warming and all other things, we need to go set up shop somewhere else.
So Mars has some resources.
Or if another asteroid hits the Earth,
Better get out of here.
we need to be somewhere else so we
It's-
can keep human civilization.
it's
going.
it's not putting all your eggs in one basket. It's that.
Yeah.
But why not build that structure here that
We
you're
don't-
trying to build on
Or you
Mars?
think this is going to end?
Yeah,
So
we
you-
can breathe fine on Earth now.
Yeah.
I'm talking about build a
I
structure
think
where
we're.
we can breathe
But how do we
oxygen
know?
on
Why
Mars.
don't we go to another planet? We're just picking Mars because it's
Yeah.
like
Mars is
easiest
the only
to
one
get
we
to.
can get 100%.
Yeah,
And it's the only one that has a chance.
yeah,
And Mercury's probably already global warming down.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's probably pretty hot
Yeah.
there.
Venus is just
Very
toxic.
cold, yeah.
It's
What-
the
yeah.
hottest planet.
Okay, it's very
Yeah.
hot. Yeah. Yeah.
It is funny. How do they
Yeah.
get? Do they just look up there in the telescope and the scientist tells us this? We didn't fly out to Venus.
We've been on Venus before.
We have.
Oh.
Yeah, not us. I think maybe China.
Okay.
What?
Not a human.
So we
No,
can't.
not
Oh.
a no.
I was
no,
like,
not
I'm
a
learning
person.
this. Like this is like the moon landing all over again. I'm like Dumb and Dumber when he goes, "Hey everybody, we went to Venus." I was like, breaking news here, Aaron.
That'd be the greatest.
So
Yeah.
when did they send that
Venus
off?
looks like a
1960?
nightmare. I don't know. I don't
No,
know
I
when
think
this
is-
happened.
I think this is.
See, I think this you could say this.
Oh,
is,
that's a proposal, but we have landed something on Venus.
I think this is you could say is more fake than the moon landing when
I
they
think we
go.
crashed
No, we
into it.
sent something up there. You like threw a rock up there. You're like, it's up there.
Yeah. I mean, we did it.
The Soviets in 1970
Wow.
became the first spacecraft to land on another planet.
Oh, they went. Oh, they were first. They,
They
went to
went in the
Venus.
70s.
They land.
Yeah.
What did they have in there?
Yeah, just like
So they had in the 70s.
That's why.
They had the technology to get to Venus, take pictures, send it back.
Yeah.
I
Amazing.
think so.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And cell phones took as long as they took.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the best way to. Amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
It's
dude.
pretty crazy.
I didn't know we had images of Venus.
No, yeah, man. I mean, it doesn't. There's not much to look at. That's probably why these pictures aren't talked about more often.
Well, it looks about like Mars. It's not quite as.
I feel
red.
like they should talk about
Yellow.
it more.
I think I've been to that place.
Yeah. I did show that.
That's in Montana.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
That was like
Well,
Fayetteville,
that-
North
Coffee
Carolina.
zone gig.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we've been to Venus, like that would be.
So
Venus-
these are pictures that are from 1981.
Yeah. So now it could be a city. And
Oh, here's why. Here's what happened. So this lander was designed to function for 32 minutes in the crushing pressure and heat of the surface. It's the hottest planet in the solar system. But it ran for 127 minutes. So that's why this thing was here taking pictures. It only lasted 2 hours before it
How'd we get the pictures?
it sent it to us. Dude.
satellite
airdrop.
Yeah, airdrop.
Yeah. So, okay. So that's pretty good that you can, in the 70s, in what is it, 450 degrees?
Yeah.
Like, still got
that's
those
what
pictures.
That's Celsius.
I cook my Tostino's oven, my pizzas on that. Wait, that's I don't know.
I just think we're being punked here with this. They're
I
like,
think-
oh, no, we
Yeah.
went to Venus. It was very hot.
yeah.
I think we just
Very
crashed a
hot.
spaceship into the sun,
Did we?
We did just send something at the sun.
like the
Why?
last few months.
That's 850 degrees Fahrenheit.
Not
so-
enough money to get back to the moon, but let's
Yeah.
send it into the sun.
Why did they send it into the sun?
See how hot it is.
What'd they
Turns
come up
out
with?
pretty hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We entered the solar atmosphere for the first time. For the first time in history, a spacecraft has touched the sun.
And then it blew up.
Well, I don't think it
How about you not
lasted
mess with
long.
kind of the main thing we need? Like, how about yeah, go do whatever you want on the dumb old moon, but how about let's take it easy with the sun?
Yeah, the sun's like, stop sending stuff over here. I'm going
you're
to take
like,
off.
Yeah, you need me more than the moon. I don't even see the moon every night. That's why I don't believe in it. Because where is it every night? I don't see it.
Yeah, it takes vacations.
It shows
It's like,
up.
listen, I'm going to just be half in it tonight.
That's a great Rory Scovel joke. One of my favorite jokes was the moon. He goes, when the moon comes out during the day, and the sun's like, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "What?" He goes, I'm still out here. And he goes, "All right, well, I'll leave." He goes, "Well, you can't leave now. Everybody's already seen you. Might as well stay." That's one of my favorite jokes. I think about that
That's so
joke all the
great.
time.
Yeah, it's so funny. All right. What about satellites?
Well, I mean,
Well, that's what's sending all these pictures.
yeah.
Well, I know, but
So basically, it would be like, would you say a conspiracy person would be like, they want to see it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it just seems so weird that they're like, yeah, we went to the moon a couple of times, but it ain't really worth going back now.
And people got bored with it.
Yeah, they got bored. I just don't think
They
people
got
are
bored
really,
with this story. Like it'd be like if someone's writing these stories. I mean, we will write Harry Potter, so why can't we write these
Yeah.
other stories? We're just writing stories. You take all these pictures. So basically, we're just trapped on Earth. You're like, stuff's going up. You can't see anything. You're like, yeah, it's fine. I don't, whatever. And then you come back, and then you're like, I don't. Are we up? You know?
Yeah, I've just never heard people be like, I'm pretty tired of hearing about going to the moon.
Yeah.
I think there
like-
was like a big space race between the U.S. and Russia during the 50s and 60s.
And they went to Venus, and they won.
And
Well, that was way
No.
after we went to the moon.
Oh,
but once we went to the moon and landed humans there, that's about as far as we can do technology wise. We weren't close to anything else. So we did a few more times and like, all right, I guess we're done for a while because there's nothing else we can race each other at.
it's just
Right.
pure competition.
I think a lot of it was
So it's like, don't worry about trying to figure anything out. Let's just,
human achievement.
yeah,
That's what it was.
yeah.
And then now,
And then James Cameron came along. He goes, I'm gonna go the other way.
Yeah,
You're
he's like, I'm
the
going to go.
Titanic guy.
the Titanic guy, he's going to find the Titanic.
Yeah.
He's going way deeper.
No,
Than that.
way deeper. Titanic wish
Is it
wish
Lu-
it could go where.
I think Louis C.K. has a joke about gravity. It's just Sandra Bullock unable to grab things.
Yeah.
the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, George Clooney dies in that movie, and it was
Oh, I
unnecessary.
haven't seen it.
Well, it happens pretty quickly.
I don't remember which one's George Clooney.
All right. Katy Perry is actually John Benet Ramsey.
Oh, I went down
Right
that
back in
rabbit
it.
hole too.
Yeah.
I did go down that. I mean, I'm into any of this. I'll look at anything for a while.
Yeah, I could see it's like your own movie. It's like a movie.
Yeah.
And so it's I could see how you could read it, and then if you just keep going and you see one little thing, if you want to believe it, it will never stop. If you want to believe it.
Yeah, and you don't even have to believe it to just be like, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw something the
right.
other day that was like, Morgan Freeman is Jimi Hendrix. And I'm like, I want to check it out.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I saw one that was Jim Morrison was Rush Limbaugh. And I'm like, I don't believe it, but I'd like to check it
Yeah,
out.
Bill Hicks
Yeah.
and Alex Jones.
Oh, Bill
Yeah.
Hicks is Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That one.
yeah, that is
Obviously.
real.
The
That
other
is
ones are
real.
ridiculous.
I got
but-
one video. You watch everybody I've sent it to, they go, okay, I believe this now.
Yeah.
I mean, it does look like him.
I
Yeah.
mean, and that would be a Bill Hicks move, in my opinion. I
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
know him, but he's like, you
Yeah.
mean I get to talk conspiracies and yell at people all day? I'm
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
Have you heard the one about the singer Lorde?
Mm,
She's 25 years old, but
right.
people think she's really 45.
Oh, wow.
They did one of those.
I know a lot of people like that.
They did one of those howold.net tests and she came up 45. She's got a birth certificate that looks very doctored, they say. And her look and her music makes her seem much older. So they think she's really 45.
Like she weirdly knows a lot about Dawson's Creek. You're like, well, how do you know that?
Marisa Tomei won the Oscar for My Cousin Vinny.
Can you imagine if you're Lord and your name's Lord? Is it Lordy? Lordy? Maybe that's what her she goes, just call me Lordy. And they go, yeah, you're trying to be 22 years old. Like, why don't you go with Lord? And you're a young woman that's 22 and people are like, there's no way you're not 45 years old.
A whole conspiracy built around it.
Yeah. What are you going to look like at 45? I mean, if you're lucky you're lucky to see it. Oh, Lord is a 45-year-old male geologist of South Park.
Yeah.
Turns out Lord isn't actually 45. She's just older looking than everybody.
That's the worst headline you want to see right there. He isn't actually 45. It turns out much younger.
Yeah, we had to really look into it.
Yeah.
And no, she's a teenager.
They got her birth certificate. They confirmed she's.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Oh,
did
good.
they show us?
I love when they
show
debunk a
us.
thing. I'm like, did you debunk it though?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
you're like, you're still trying to sell records.
I think you could. Yeah. What like? Yeah. Is there a conspiracy? You got conspiracy theories that have been true?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to end on those.
Yeah, that's fine.
New Coke. We've talked about New Coke on here. There's some theory they put it out, made it so bad on purpose to drive up sales for the new one.
I believe that.
You did?
Oh yeah.
Wait, what happened?
Well, does New Coke even exist, or is it just all Coke Classic?
I don't think a thing would take the risk of that. You'd be too afraid people would leave and go to Pepsi or something. Like you wouldn't be like, let's send a bad batch out and then we'll do the new batch and it's so good. Like I think that's a big risk. And I think these companies don't take risk like that. I just don't think they do.
So it brought out New Coke and it was bad, so people would go, give me the classic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You
wait, they're trying to get you to go back to old Coke. Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You get a lot of people talking about it.
But
I think it's a brilliant marketing move, dude.
Who's abandoning Coke,
Yeah.
though? It's like...
I don't think so. You don't. I know. I'm a
Nate's a
Pepsi. I'm a
guy.
Pepsi guy.
Right, but you're not like... Yeah, I mean, yeah, but Pepsi doesn't need advertising either.
Yeah, they don't need. I don't think they would take a chance with this.
All right. It's very funny that this is where the two of you draw the line.
Yeah.
We've yet to throw out anything that you guys aren't on board with.
Yeah, you're like, come on, don't be ridiculous, guys.
Aaron, get out of here! You stupid nonsense.
New Coke.
That's
fair.
Yeah. Well, it's because you said that one's true.
Yeah.
So that's where the conspiracy is we're like, I don't think so.
Okay.
Have you guys seen the movie Black Panther?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's the word Wakanda. Jalen Smith, Will Smith's son, thinks there's a real Wakanda. He thinks mankind's holding back some advanced technology they don't want us to know about yet because they don't think we're ready for it.
Oh, I'm into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I don't know. Maybe in
New
Africa.
Jersey. There's parts of New Jersey people don't. What's that part? New Jersey smells weird. That's where you keep the, there's parts where you're like, I ain't going over there.
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to keep you out.
Yeah, or under the Denver airport.
Or
Yeah.
like Atlantis. Like it's in the ocean.
I don't think there's I don't think there's people that are smart enough to have this stuff. That's what I don't think. Like you're not like that's a lot of conspiracies are like well, there's got to be some. That means there's like borderline alien smart. Like they're different species smart that they're able to do all this stuff right under everybody's noses with cameras with everything, and you can't even see it. Like that's the hard part for me is to think like there's like the Bush 9/11 stuff is like so you're like everybody not to go into that one but so everybody's kept this secret everybody's like I still think they're fun to talk about.
Yeah,
but,
I'd love to just talk about it, but it's like in Mount Juliet, you can just drive around and then all of a sudden here's the biggest warehouse you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, what is this weird thing happening
Yeah.
What's
here?
going on in there?
Yeah.
like, well, that's the thing about like the resources going away. You're like, go drive through. That's what people complain about population. I never like that when people go, it's overpopulated. You go drive anywhere.
Yeah.
It's the least populated. Like there's nothing. There was Abigail got me a book of like something. It was like missing 411. I don't. It's she said it's a big thing.
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy, you know what it is. Talk
Yeah.
about missing people and stuff. But like even when you see the sections of it on the back of the book, they show you like where the hot spots are, and you're like the middle of the country. There's just like not a ton because it's like there's just nothing in there.
There's not.
And it's like the spots are all East Coast, West Coast. Like it's basically all there. There is pockets of these other cases, but you're like, that's where majority of them are. You're like, everybody just lives on the outside of America. The most is there. And then the inside, you're like, there's just a ton of room, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I've drove through Kansas and New Mexico for hours and not seen anything.
Yeah.
New Mexico, it was 115 degrees. I was like, if I break down, I'm going to die.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the question with overpopulation isn't physical space. It's the amount of, there's a finite amount of resources.
Yeah,
and
but I'm not
energy.
driving through just emptiness. There's trees,
Okay. Yeah. But
lakes.
I think it's like food and clean drinking water and things
I
like
mean,
that.
there's a ton of lakes. How do the lakes keep getting filled? By the rain?
I don't
still
know.
rains.
I don't know how lakes work. Yeah, you got water out there.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, and you got an ocean. I mean, they got to figure out how to. Once you figure out how to get rid of that salt,
Yeah, let's dig around in there.
yeah. Why don't you start? Well, yeah. Why don't they start doing that? Why would we not do that?
I think you can desalinate water.
Yeah, but
right?
that should be like we should be like really cooking with that now.
Yeah, that should be the main thing.
That should be the main thing. If we're scared of losing water, and they say that near the most water I've ever seen, so much water that we can't even go look at it.
Yeah.
And you go, we can. I mean, we're sending people to. In 1970, they called 69. They called from the moon.
Yeah.
Back to Earth. And our biggest threat is no water. And you're like, dude, we got the most water you can we got more water than land.
More than you can fathom.
And they even landed in the water. And
We have
they
so much
weren't
water
like-
that we just tell the spaceship, aim for the water.
And they weren't thinking, let's clean some of this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've had my water cut off before at my house, and it gets desperate quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
What'd you
need
do?
that.
What'd you do?
Well, I got it cut back on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was pretty crazy there for a while.
Yeah.
You pay it. You
Yeah.
have a moment of like,
Yeah.
we'll be fine. I'll show them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
2 hours later.
Yeah.
All right, I've changed my mind. Britney Spears was on the White House payroll during the Bush administration. Every time something bad was going on with the Bush administration, Britney Spears would then pop up in the news doing something crazy, like shaving her head or have her kid ride in her lap. Every time Bush was in the news for something bad.
No, that's like that. You know how dumb the population would have to be like, we're at a war and they're like, well,
No.
we shaved her head.
I checked with Ruth. This one's true.
Oh, Brittany is.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was the one who
sure
called her.
Yeah.
She still has her number.
You want to go, what years were those for Brittany? The years someone would act like that? Like 18, she's worth $50 million at 17.
Yeah.
And she shaved her head at 22. You're like, I don't even believe it.
You don't think the media will push stories to the forefront to
They could
distract
push
from
it,
other stuff?
But they're not going to put her on the white. And
I
be
think,
like, it's
there's a
time to-
difference between that and Britney Spears being hired
they
by
can
the White
push.
House.
They can tell them to push this story. Or like, isn't it? People like to hear this story. It's funner than listening to like a war or something like that. But yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I shaved my eyebrows one time at like 19. And if I were famous, people would have been following me being like, that guy's crazy.
Yeah, that guy's crazy.
Why'd you do it?
Just to be, I was just weird. And I was like, I like to put a hat on backwards and walk through Walmart and show that I had no facial hair at all.
Yeah.
I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
To pull my hair back and everybody just walk around. That
Yeah.
was a lot of fun to me.
It's like
I was
really-
craving attention.
Yeah, you really grew up in a trailer park.
Yes, I
That's
did.
like all. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Most kids at least would be trying to steal a Nintendo out of Walmart.
Yeah. I'm just
And you're
looking
doing
suspicious.
worse. You're doing the worst thing.
Yeah.
There you go. I would rather you steal stuff from here than
Yeah.
come in here
Walk
with
around.
no eyebrows. I could explain that more to.
I think I started mentioning this. I've never finished it. Marisa Tomei won the Oscar for My Cousin Vinny in 1993. Jack Palance is the one who gave her the award. She was a big underdog to these legendary actresses. And the theory is that Jack Palance was out of it. He was so old and saying crazy stuff that he read the wrong answer.
And they never corrected
They
it.
never corrected it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good movie, though. She had a hot scene.
Yeah.
She saved those cases.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. Ralph Macchio got off.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's very good. Joe Pesci's great.
So who were the other people? Who did they think should have won it?
It was like Vanessa Redgrave and a bunch of
I never
actresses.
heard of that.
Yeah, me
well, they're
either.
probably all dead now, but this was, 20.
You would think someone would have finally
30 years
been
ago.
like, hey, that's.
Yeah,
it
I mean,
happened.
Steve Harvey read off the wrong thing, and
Yeah.
they made a big deal about it. And
I mean, I don't think it's true, but that's one that's been out there.
I would think this one would have come out by now.
Yeah.
Like they'd be
maybe
like.
they were afraid of Jack Palance. He seemed like a crazy old man.
Otherwise, why would they why would they want.
I watched him announcing it. Leading up to it, he's saying a bunch of crazy stuff. But when he reads her name, it's very clear.
Yeah.
It's not like he's stumbling. He opens it, he looks at it, and says,
People
"Marisa
don't think
Tomei."
she should have won.
Right, because she was
That's
a big
basically-
underdog.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Because they already did one where they corrected it.
Right.
Yeah. That just happened.
Yeah.
Because they show them the card.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
someone would have caught it.
Yeah. The frozen envelope theory in the NBA draft. Patrick Ewing was one of the top players in years coming out of college. They wanted the Knicks to get him because New York, big market, would be great for the NBA. So when the NBA draft lottery, where David Stern reaches in and pulls out, they froze one of the envelopes so he could feel around and feel which one's really cold. So he knew to give him to the Knicks.
Wouldn't you be able to tell though? Like eventually it starts dripping.
yeah.
Again,
It's in a clear thing, and then you're like, "What's the water in there for?" And he's like, "Yeah." He goes, "God." He goes, "What's wrong?" Nothing. He just moves that one to the side and sticks to the side because it's frozen. He just you're like, "Well, why's that one stuck on the side of the?" You know, we can see through that.
I watched again this. There's nothing that would indicate anything weird about that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, I'll end on a few that were true.
Oh, I thought all of these were true.
Yeah.
Except the new Coke.
Except the new Coke.
Yeah.
Back when Woodrow Wilson was president, there was a conspiracy theory that they were hiding that he was really sick and had a stroke, and that his wife was really calling the shots. I mean, there's that now with Joe Biden. People say that. This was true. He had a stroke. He was incapacitated. They think for months his wife was really the one running the government.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the line of succession either, right?
Well, no.
The president and the president's wife.
Well, how were things going?
I mean, I don't think they went fine.
Yeah. I think
yeah.
a lot of people think that's happening with this podcast. Ruth is the one that's behind. Bates had a stroke, and this is all Ruth.
The government was stealing dead bodies to do secret testing. Sounds like one Dusty be on board with, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I
Well-
bet they're doing it right now.
Yeah.
Probably are.
It was true at one time.
What were they testing?
During the World War II, when they were doing nuclear testing and dropping the bombs, they would take parts of dead bodies because they needed young tissue and deceased babies and children, and they did samples to see how their bodies would react to this nuclear.
Oh, I don't even see that as a big deal, though.
Yeah.
It's like, let's do that. Let's
I think
figure out
you
what's
could-
going on.
Yeah, you could call someone and they go, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, donate your organs.
Right.
Like, I mean, why would they? If you're like, I'm gonna donate my organs, and then they're like, all right, we're
Yeah.
gonna do this too. You're not like, well, I don't want my skin and stuff. Don't
Yeah,
mess
it's
with
like,
that.
hey, there's been a big explosion. You
Yeah.
mind if I, kind of dig around
Yeah,
out here?
they
and get
goes, no, I want my inside. You can do whatever you want my insides. Outside, I'd like to be
Yeah.
left alone.
What do you think is going on in Area 51?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. That seems like the like most boring conspiracy because
That's
it's
like
an
amateur night,
Yeah,
right?
it's like an alien thing, but
Yeah.
it's like I mean,
That's the
Probably
one they
some-
want you to go look
yeah,
at.
probably
Yeah.
something sketchy though.
Yeah.
I mean,
What if they just had that big area and they're like, there ain't nothing going on there, but like we make you want to go there. Yeah, because that would be everybody's real dumb. But
They're
yeah,
gonna
I don't know
storm
that.
It's been
I don't
aliens.
even know that I buy the aliens thing. I don't,
they believe in aliens.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They're saying, but you don't know what is this stuff that we have all seen, the videos or you think there's just like there's some weird explanation for it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I
Mhm.
don't believe in space aliens.
Yeah,
I don't think they're out there.
yeah, that's good.
All right.
Probably demons.
Yeah.
Well, NASA has a lot of symbolism, right? There's
Yeah.
some stuff there.
Oh,
Denver
yeah.
Airport. That's where they take off of.
Yeah.
That's how they tell them where to land.
Right, they look for
The
Lucifer
demons
out there.
The demons like, hey, where do you want me to come in? I got a great spot for you.
Lucifer.
Yeah, Lucifer.
What is it? The NASA, isn't there something it stands for?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I can't say.
That's like you go over and you meet a guy and you're like, what's your name? He goes, Dayton. You go, I don't know. He's got horns. You're like, I don't know about that. It's like Satan. You get it?
Dayton.
And he
Oh,
goes,
yeah.
hey, my name's Dayton. You go, oh, I don't know if I'm blind. That's Lucifer.
Well,
What?
Neil Armstrong, first guy on the moon. Neil A, spelled backwards. Alien.
Oh,
Oh,
look
yeah.
at that.
Yeah. And you find the other words and you're like, it can be, also spells fox. There's no X.
You mean Neil Armstrong? No, it only
Yeah.
works if it's Neil A.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that nobody ever called him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neil A.
The CIA was testing LSD and other hallucinogen drugs in a top secret experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 100%.
Well,
Mm.
that was true. They start by using volunteers, but then the program, I guess not if people were volunteering, so they just started doing it with people without their knowledge.
Oh.
Left many victims permanently mentally disabled.
Wow. That's crazy.
Giving him a lot, huh?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess
you
so.
got to do just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, everybody's doing it. Everybody, like, it seems like most people would agree to do it if you're like, yeah, I'll do a little bit.
yeah, yeah.
You know, I don't want to do all of it.
Yeah, like what's been happening with people? They're like, well, some have been permanently
Yeah.
mentally disabled. And they're like, well, I don't think I want to do it.
I would like to stop right before that.
Yeah.
Right before it.
Yeah.
And then the last one, the Dalai Lama was a secret CIA agent.
Oh boy.
Somewhat true. He did work for the CIA. They paid him up to $180,000 to kind of do surveillance on China. They wanted to know more about China and the Tibetan resistance. It would be equivalent to $1.7 million today that they were paying him.
And
How long ago was that? Is he dead?
Well, there's always a Dalai Lama. This is during the 60s.
it's
I
like
think this
are
is
they
this
like
the
a
last
pope?
one. I think this is the last
It's like a
Dalai
pope?
Lama.
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh, I had
was-
no idea.
I thought that was a guy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I was like 180,000 is 1 point. Inflation
Yeah.
is up, huh?
Yeah.
I know gas.
Well,
is
I mean, it is one
expensive, but-
person, but they're
We're on the 14th right now.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just a guy.
oh, that
me
guy
too.
named Dalai Lama.
I thought his name was
I
Dalai
did,
Lama.
yeah.
They called him
Yeah.
D.
Yeah. They go, D-Dope. Yeah, I mean, I thought he was a young boy in his dolly home. And they go, he's around here somewhere. Like, that's what I just thought.
Lama residents.
Yeah.
What? This is the last one? They're
There's-
disbanding?
I don't know the exact. This is some article from 2014. He says
Yeah.
he might be the last, maybe the last one to hold the title. I don't
Wow.
know.
he's just shutting it down, huh? He's like, nah, I'm not electing
Yeah.
nobody else.
Wow.
It's gonna be me.
Honestly, I thought it was a
Me
Dalai-
too.
yeah.
I've always seen the same picture.
If you told me that would be a conspiracy, if you go, there's Dalai Lama, there's only one of them, I'm like, yeah, of course there's only one. Like, he's been around forever.
Yeah.
14. Yeah, when did he start?
This current one started when he was a child, and now I think he's very old, right?
He's 86 now.
How do you become the Dalai Lama? Born into
I
it?
think you're reincarnated as it.
Oh, you just
I don't
come
know.
out and you
I
go,
think
I'm
there's
a-
some type of religious ritual they do to determine who becomes it. There's a movie with Brad Pitt where he befriends, based on a true story, where he befriends the child Dalai Lama.
Oh yeah. What's
yeah.
this headline?
7
that you're
years in
about to pull
Tibet.
up?
Yeah.
When the Dalai Lama dies, his reincarnation will be a religious crisis. Here's what could happen.
Wow. CNN's got the scoop.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
boy, this is a
It
lot.
could
to
be
dig
two
into.
separate Dalai Lamas being chosen, one in
Ooh.
China, one in India.
That's a lot.
Maybe we should look at Dalai Lama more. I don't know.
Let's do a
Because
Dalai Lama episode.
You're like, we're stuck on the Pope over here. And you're like, no, there's real Dalai Lama stuff's going to be a nightmare. You're like, that's, he goes, you're all just worried about that. I'm worried about my pastor down the street. You go, this Dalai Lama thing is a problem.
Dusty, is there any that we failed to mention that you wanted to bring to our
No,
attention?
I don't think so. This has been great.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean,
I love it.
yeah. I'm sure there's many more, but well, there is many more,
Yeah.
but
This is enough.
These feel good.
Yeah. These are the only ones you're comfortable letting people know you believe it. Yeah.
Honestly, I've said too much.
Yeah. All right. That was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We love you. Thank you very much. Dusty Slade, go check his stand-up on the Netflix, the stand-ups. They will be out April.
And I'm pretty sure this episode comes out mid-March. This should be, if my baby hasn't come already,
Oh, baby might be here.
it'll be here.
Yeah. Go ahead and promote it.
Yeah.
Good plug.
Just plugging the baby.
Baby breakfast, March 18th.
March 18th, baby breakfast. And I'll be, whenever this comes out, this will be a month. I might not be looking like this. I'm about to leave.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
I'd say so.
February 20th is when it starts.
February 20th is, I'm gone from February 20th to March 19th or to March 20th. Exactly. And so I'm gone for a month. So, but I'll be starting with my new working out. So I might be a different dude.
His barber's got a
My barber's my fitness guy.
All right.
There you go. You know,
I'm into it.
like the old times.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We love you. Thank you very much. See ya. Nateland is produced by Nateland Productions and by me, Nate Bargatze, and my wife, Laura, on the All Things Comedy Network. Recording and editing for the show is done by Genovations Media. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to catch us next week on the Nateland Podcast.